Recording at 12920 Philadelphia Street, Whittier, California, at Undercity Comics. Keeping Up with the Nerds, issue 201. My name is Nick Valero.
Rene.
This is Bryan.
And welcome to the show.
Wow, you started out strong and then fumbled.
201.
Yeah, that's what really.
That's what messed me up. Yeah, I was because it was going real smooth. It was going real smooth, and I thought it'd be a fun way to say it.
I think midway you forgot the issue number. You were like 2. Oh
yeah,
what?
it might have been. That might have been it.
Guys, welcome back to year 4, issue 201.
Back
you
in
guys
the
are
studio.
watching this on YouTube. Please subscribe to the channel and like the video. Leave a comment down below. Ask us questions before you even watch the show. Tell Nick how he did on the intro, because usually he does a pretty good job.
C minus.
Leave a grade.
I shaved away all my smarts.
Oh wait, hang on. Do you want to do a big reveal?
Oh yeah, I guess so. Yeah, just.
For the youth.
Bald!
My eyes!
In all fairness, it's going back pretty fast.
No, it is actually. Yeah.
It's going back pretty fast because I shaved it on
You became Mr. Clean
Tuesday?
for a day.
Yeah.
Tuesday. I shaved it and it was pretty smooth.
I know.
And now
So you came in on Wednesday at the shop, and I was like,
yeah, I walked in and I was
you had a hat on, and I'm like, did you get a haircut? You're like, kind of.
I was like, yeah, I guess.
Because I can see like this is gone,
This-
like the sides and this is gone.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking he got like a really high fade.
Dude,
super high
he
fade.
did.
Goes all the way to the other side.
The moment I saw him on Wednesday, I was just like, "What'd you do?" And he's like, "I just wanted to shave my head." I'm like, "No, what'd you really do?" He's
What'd
like,
you
"I
really
just
do?"
shaved my
I
head. I'm
just
like,
shaved
"No,
my
what
head."
did you really do? Did you mess up?" He's
Yeah.
like, "No, I just wanted to
really
shave my
shaved my
head.
head.
It's high." And I'm like, "Okay, that's great. Now, what'd you really do?"
No, I swear, I legitimately did.
Nick, I don't buy
I
that
swear,
crap,
I
dude.
shaved my head
Did
because it was
Monica
hot.
pull your hair too much? And then,
Huh?
did Monica pull your hair too much? And then there was like a patch?
No, I like that. It's fine.
That's what I'm saying. She pulled a little too hard.
No, she can never pull too hard.
It doesn't make any sense. You wake up one day and you Britney Spears it.
Monica told me the same thing. She's
Yeah,
like, why do you have
breakdown.
Britney Spears moments? Because I shaved my beard off 1 week, and then the
No,
following
you didn't
week.
shave your beard off. You messed up, and
Okay,
then
I know, but then I shaved it off.
That's
It's-
why
I
I'm
shaved my
saying.
beard
So
off.
this whole bald situation, I don't buy the fact that
No,
you woke
that-
up one day. No,
that I did.
No.
I didn't want to
canonically
shave
that
my
does
head.
not make sense.
I did want to shave my head. I shaved it, and then also I figured out apparently Philips razors, they're bomb, dude. Like they're really good. Because I was trying to do it with one of mine, and it was going, but it kept getting caught in my thick hair.
Mm-hmm.
And then my brother goes, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "I'm trying to shave my head," and he goes, "All right." And then he handed me his brand new Philips razor that he got, sponsored by Philips razors.
No, we're not sponsored.
But we could be.
We could be.
But but anyway, so then I went like, it's not gonna do anything better. And he goes, just try it. And I go, all right, fine. And it went all the way, and it went all the way to the back. And I went, oh,
Phillips and Wales or Wild.
dude, they're really good.
I have because I use a
was
beard
crazy.
trimmer from Wales to cut all this down.
Uh-huh.
It cuts down really good too.
What? Yeah, dude, it was interesting. I also didn't realize how much hair I had. I could have made a wig.
Yeah.
Uh,
Honestly, could have donated it.
I probably could have donated it, but instead I flushed it down the toilet.
So why?
What do you mean?
What do you mean? What do I mean?
Like why did I flush it down the toilet?
No, why'd you
Because they
shave
had to
your
pay
head?
for that. That's why.
Well, he got home, and he was really hot.
I was.
So then he
Decided to
drank
shave.
some cold water, but that didn't help.
Then
I took a cold bath, but then I noticed it was my hair that was making me hot.
Let's
So
ask
I went
people.
into the kitchen and shaved it all off.
Now I don't want people to see me. No, my
Let's
buddy.
ask people.
it-
what was the number one reason that Nick decided
It's
to shave
so
his hair?
funny too because
Leave a comment,
my
guys.
buddy told me the same thing because I was explaining it to him
yeah.
of like
No one
what
buys
happened,
your crap, dude.
and then he goes, "So did you mess up and then you watched Napoleon Dynamite and then you just took that reasoning?"
See?
And I go, "No."
See, I don't buy it. Don't pretend like you agree with this move. You don't agree with this.
It happened.
I know
There's
it
no-
happened. You
there's
don't have
no-
to agree with it.
There's no going back.
Doesn't mean I need to find out why.
I wanted to look
just
like
wanna know why he messed up.
I wanted to look like Ripley in Aliens 3.
the best aliens movie.
The director's cut is not bad.
Yeah, it isn't actually, yeah.
The director's kit is actually pretty good.
Okay, I guess.
It makes
Guys,
more
go
sense.
check out our website at keepingupwiththenerds.com.
yeah.
Check out our audio platforms.
Go check out
Spotify,
Aliens 3.
Apple
what is it on? I don't know.
Podcasts and Podbean.
Probably
Check
like
out our socials.
Peacock.
Instagram,
Is it on
Facebook,
Peacock?
and X.com.
X for X-Mans.
I feel like Junior, every time we do the whole X thing
Yeah.
and someone forgets, he gets angry.
I really want to know. I really want to. besides that, speaking of X, do you guys know where to find the Wolverine? What was it? Kiosks. Like
What?
the Deadpool and Wolverine.
Oh,
like
the claw
games?
machine. It's you have to call certain AMC's that.
I know
have it.
certain. I think I don't. I'm not. You think Norwalk has it?
Maybe we can make a trip.
I want to. I do want
to
to.
make that trip.
You
To
don't want
Norwalk?
What's in the claw machine?
It's Best Friends Forever
necklaces.
necklaces.
You get both Deadpool and Wolverine and the heart charm thing.
Yeah,
You get 2 necklaces
and
in
they
one.
in one, and then it says
So
Best Friends.
you
Forever.
go to AMC, you show them you bought a ticket.
Look up the image. Yeah.
You show
No,
them
I know
you-
what they look like.
You show them you buy a ticket. You bought a ticket for Deadpool and Wolverine.
And
They
they'll
give you a
let you-
token. They give
yeah.
you 1 token. And you have 1 chance to grab it. And then that's it.
I saw somebody go back and they kept doing it.
Yeah.
Like you can. I think if you spend money, you can probably do it. a couple
Probably,
times.
To buy multiple tickets.
No,
Just
not
buy out
multiple.
The whole theater.
I don't. I'm not. I mean, if anything, just I'll give you $1. Give me another token.
Right.
Sneak it in there. Here's a
Yeah.
Benjamin. Give me 100 tokens.
If not, I mean, honestly, dude, if that was the case, I'd be like, dude, if I just slip you $10, like, will you get it for
Trying
me?
until you get it.
Like, when
You
you?
think you can extort me?
Yes.
Of course you can.
Just-
But for $20.
You see how much milk costs nowadays, dude?
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
expensive.
Oh my god! I had to buy a gallon of orange juice, and it was $8.
That's the
orange juice,
economy we
yeah.
live in, man.
Mm-hmm.
Sunny D.
No, just generic Walmart.
Sunny
gallon.
D is expensive.
Sunny D is expensive.
Sunny D's not orange juice.
No, it's
I know, but
orange deliciousness.
Yeah, exactly. It's orange drink.
It's
orange
orange
Just like
drunk.
Yoo-hoo, it's not
No, it's
chocolate.
orange drink.
Orange,
It's orange
drink.
drink. Yeah, exactly. Just like what Yoo-hoo isn't chocolate milk. It's
No,
chocolate
it's-
drink.
It's chocolate water.
Chocolate drink.
Dude,
It's-
that's
it's water.
Whatever it is, it's sex. It's good.
Yeah.
Why do you
I
describe
love
it that way?
because you drink it and you go and that's it.
Oh, what'd you guys think of the intro?
It was
Okay.
good. Thought we had this conversation already.
Yeah.
We did, but people
Check.
want to hear.
Oh,
our
sorry. He
conversation.
wants us to stroke him. It was real good. You want to pull your pants down now, or you want to do it
Brian
after the
worked
show?
really hard for it, guys. He
I
really
did.
did.
Oh my
We
God.
can.
I love how you're giving me the credit.
Peg?
You're the one that thought of this idea.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you want us to peg you, or like what?
I'm
What?
just,
Where?
I'm just saying. You know,
How much?
just-
How much? How much
So for
reassurance do we need?
The idea of the intro, guys, came to me.
while in the toilet.
No,
Well-
when I was liberated. And it was funny because we were watching, because me and Maddie were watching, we were watching Quiet on Set.
Yeah, because it was the Drake and Josh
Yeah,
intro.
it was
yeah.
the Drake.
That's what got you.
I was
This
thinking-
was inspired by Quiet on Set.
A little bit, because I was
Yeah.
watching Drake's interview, and I was like, oh yeah, and then I was like, you know what? I still watch Drake and Josh to this day. I still watch it. It's still a good show. It
then
still
he-
holds up today.
Yeah, there's episodes you see him limping, and you're like,
Mhm.
oh, okay. I
Yeah.
get it.
He's like, oh, I guess that's what happened. And then, I'm like, so then I'm watching it, and I'm like thinking in my head, and I'm talking to Mandy, and I go like, oh, you know what? I think, because I remember the hassle it was to always shoot the intros.
Mhm.
This guy was asleep because he took a pill the night before.
That was a year ago, guys.
No, exactly.
You really got to
yes.
get over this.
No, no,
we
I'm-
are over it.
we are over
It
it.
gets brought up every single time.
Because it's funny.
Well, I'm just saying
Every
how
time.
much of a hassle it always is to gather ourselves.
We had a
together.
drone. We had a drone. And you're like, I'm set. I'm ready.
Even the
Big
year
one.
before, Brian was really anal about the drone. He's like, as soon as we flew it, he's like, we gotta go right now. We gotta go. Like as soon as we used it one time.
Oh,
Remember?
well, yeah, because I don't want the cops coming down.
Well, yeah, it's funny though.
The cops aren't gonna stop you. For
It's
that.
it's weird.
They can shoot it down, dude. Nah,
Nobody's
they're
gonna
pretty
shoot
nice.
it down.
Yeah, I
They
would
take
say
their
they're pretty
time.
nice all the time.
They take their time. They're like, oh, well, it's a drone. Okay, well, let me finish this donut.
I mean, the ambassadors, dude, the ambassadors would have come and been like, oh, you need to put that down.
2 fingers. It's
Yeah,
a
Put it
2-finger
down.
warning.
It's a 2-finger warning. You don't
Yeah.
want me to get to 4. When I get to 4,
You really like that
I
joke.
like
huh?
that. Listen.
you need to stop. You need to stop. Do you think you could do that at Disneyland and you get away with it if you were to go like this?
Obviously not. No.
They just kick you out.
Yeah, you're done.
No,
You're
if you were a
fired.
cast member and you were like, oh, hey, where's Rise of the Resistance? It's that way.
It's that way and have a
It's that
magical
way?
time.
I think if you
Yeah.
did that, well, no, because that's disrespectful. The reason you do this is because it's out of respect.
This?
Yes.
How's
so
this respectful?
You don't.
Because it's
some
not.
cultures
It's
don't
not.
like
It's not
this.
polite to point
Yeah.
Oh,
in general.
So you got to do this. You're guiding.
yeah.
Or this. You,
Or this.
The whole. Yeah.
so it's a lot of. It's a,
No, that's you. No, it's
It's
not
like
that. It's
saluting
not
or-
Krispy Kreme.
it's a lot of saluting. Or
It's not Krispy Kreme. That's your thing.
That is.
Yeah. Are you happy? Are
Yeah.
you happy that you get to do that?
Yeah.
No, then you gotta go.
Okay. Yeah, that just reminds
Yeah.
me of what I do.
But then you got.
Guys, we got to save this for the After Dark episode. This isn't the time.
If you guys are interested in the After Dark, that's a little preview.
And that's when Bryan goes
possibly goes on.
We're working on it.
Yeah. Would you be down?
No.
If we'll talk about this afterwards. I literally just thought about it. I thought about a question. I thought about a question, and then I was like, "That's better for After Dark."
Okay,
that's 100%. That's 100% better.
So, if you guys notice, there's a lot of stuff we're holding ourselves back now because we do a Nerds After Dark episode.
Not only that, but also I thought about it, and I was like, "That's highly inappropriate." No, an offense.
This is a fireable offense.
Not fireable.
Oh yeah, you're HR.
Skull,
that's right.
I mean, I've been yelled at before.
I've been chewed out before.
I've been chewed out before.
More like chewed out. I've been chewed out before.
Where's it from? Where's it from?
Huh.
What movies are from?
We're quoting a movie right now.
What movies are from?
Say the line again.
Oh, more like chewed out. I've been chewed out before.
Oh, I don't know.
I make that deal.
I make that deal. What about you, Uniberg? Would you make that deal?
I make that deal, sir.
Yeah. So would I. Damn good deal.
Inglourious Bastards.
It's Inglourious Bastards. The end of Inglourious Bastards.
Mm-hmm.
It's when Aldo Rain it finally gets the Jew hunter.
You know, I keep telling myself I should watch Inglourious Bastards all the way through.
Have you not finished it?
I've not.
Really?
I watched it in parts. Yeah.
What part have you stopped at?
So because it's on like TV.
Yeah.
Sometimes, and so like I'll watch it, and then it's just like
no, you can't watch it like that.
I can't. I have to sit down, and it was on Netflix for a while too.
I've now realized that Monica is a Quentin Tarantino fan.
Oh, she likes
Quentin Tarantino movies because
They're fun.
I've put them on, and Monica puts her phone down.
What's her favorite? Maybe not her favorite, but like what's the one that she kind of like either quotes the most or
Monica doesn't quote. Monica never quotes.
She lives
it. Monica's like a goldfish when it comes to movies. She goes, she sees the movie and goes, "That was good," and then I quote.
Monica texting me right now.
She stopped the episode. She's like, "What the hell did you just say to me, Nick? What'd you call me? I'm a goldfish.
Why did you just call me?
You know what? I'm gonna be a goldfish and forget your ice cream out. They're freezing now.
Hold on. Are you telling me that your wife is not like a goldfish when it comes to movies? Like if you were to quote a movie,
she actually remembers more than I do.
Really?
Yeah, I'm the one that's terrible at movies.
Oh, really?
I try to quote movies to Monica, and then Monica goes, "I don't know what you're saying. Speak English."
Mm-hmm.
I can't quote.
Coming from a woman who
me and Maddie constantly quote movies that we mutually like. If it's a movie that I showed her and doesn't really stick well with her, then it just goes over her head. But if it's a movie that she likes, then we can quote that movie pretty much for a good like couple hours.
No.
Really?
Quoting movies is not. It's not Monica's forte.
No, I can't quote movies, nor can I recall actors or actresses.
She just knows that she liked the movie.
Mm-hmm.
She'll talk about it and she'll be like, "Yeah, you know, like that one movie that we did the thing, and then the other thing, and then the guy came in with the car, and then I'll be like,
and then the movie ended, the credits rolled.
No, what was that?
Sorry, what? I just woke up from my nap.
But yeah, no, she really liked Reservoir Dogs and Pulp Fiction.
Reservoir Dogs.
So far, those are the two I've shown her.
See, the one Quentin Tarantino movie I need to watch is Once Upon a Time.
That's a really good
Once
one.
Upon a Time.
Oh, you know what? Okay, here's my thing though. Once Upon a Time is I'm actually kind of scared to show Monica that one.
Why?
Because when I saw it the first time, me and Justin went to go see it by ourselves. We went to the 80 millimeter.
Yeah.
And we're watching it. We're at the ArcLight, and as we're going through it, I remember Justin turning over to me and goes, "Is he just jerking himself off?" Like Quentin Tarantino. I think he's just jerking it because he really needs to get to a point soon. Like, because the movie, it's not like the movie is bad, right? Like, though, you kind of are unsure of what the movie's about for a little while.
There's no narrative. You're just following
the daily life of these people,
of these actors in 1970s or 60s?
It would be the 1960s, 1970s
Hollywood. Yeah. But I tell people this. The thing is that the reason why he makes that movie so like just about the world is because that's his favorite era of movies.
That's his golden era of movies.
Yeah. No, the
70s.
The
60s
and 70s of Hollywood.
Because he's talking about because they also go into like the beginning, like the Western, how exactly spaghetti Westerns were made, how stunt people, like he really shines a light on stunt people.
Even how like TV, like how TV runs,
Mhm.
how actors are in TV and stuff like that. Like you have your heavy, which is your bad guy in every single week.
Yeah, so they go through like the terminology. Not only that, but also they go through the whole. There used to be this thing of there used to be an actor, and then he had a stunt double. Like, I take you on every movie I go on because you look so much like me, or I like the stunts you do, and then they become a duo. He goes, that kind of ended in the world of
I think
modern movies and television.
What makes me love Once Upon a Time, because I loved it off the bat. I loved it as soon as I watched it.
I'm not gonna lie,
Yeah.
I loved it a lot, but the ending is like the nice, it's the icing on the cake.
Yeah, it wraps everything up.
It does.
It's the payoff of watching this movie.
Yeah, because once you get to the ending, you were like, oh, that was worth it. That was so cool.
I think what I liked about it the most was just the bromance between Leonardo DiCaprio and Brad Pitt.
Oh, it's so good.
They have a great
I
friendship.
think it's still on Hulu, so I gotta give it a watch there.
Check it out, please.
It's a solid movie,
super
but
good.
I just need to find a time and place to
don't
watch.
be tired.
I've
Don't
been
be tired.
watching stuff at work.
So Quentin Tarantino does the same thing he does in Inglourious Bastards, where he kind of rewrites history for himself that makes it better for his story.
Yeah, and that's totally fine.
Yeah, he makes it so it's really cool because he well, I don't want to give it away, but
if it's anything like Hateful Eight, where it's like a story that kind of builds up into something,
Yeah.
I'm okay with it.
That's how he does.
It's Hateful Eight, it's Pulp Fiction, it's Kill Bill,
but
all those movies. I don't mind Quentin Tarantino.
I love it too because it's a revisionist history, but it's revisionist history for the better.
Yeah.
And
Better.
No, that's right. You
yeah.
have to watch it.
It is. I like when you get to the ending of the movie, you'll be like, oh, I get it. Because it's a dope scene. It's a really cool scene.
It's really cool. I liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll give it a watch.
Yeah. So I'm just kind of iffy about showing it to her because it's so.
You just don't want her to be
It's
upset
movie,
about
no,
it.
because it's very movie snobby.
Yeah. Well,
that's
true.
You don't want to get Barbie.
True.
It's very like not necessarily Barbie, but it's one of those like, oh yeah, like you really appreciate the time you're spending. You're appreciating how much time you're spending with the characters. They're world building. They're doing all these other things, and that's really awesome.
It's a movie for movie nerds.
Yeah, for movie nerds. Because then because I'm not saying once you show it to somebody who's not a movie nerd, but just in general,
He's a casual film
a casual film person, I can totally see drifting off.
Yeah.
And stop
But
paying attention.
that's kind of the same effect that something like Hateful Eight has, where Hateful Eight is technically written in a play format, and since there's not a lot of scenes that have forward progression, it's a lot of dialogue. People tend to kind of like stray away from that movie.
No, because I feel like Hateful Eight has that propulsion from the I have Garmagoo, and somebody in here is trying to save her.
Well, I like Hateful
And that
Eight.
pushes and that keeps pushing it forward. And then it's Garmagoo has got a secret. And then you got the scene with Samuel L. Jackson and the general. And you have there's scenes that are propelling you through.
But it's dialogue heavy.
It is dialogue,
That's what I'm saying.
But it's very suspenseful.
The Hateful Eight relies on characters telling stories.
That's why.
Yeah, that's
so
the thing.
the reason I bring it up is because Andy can't really dig dialogue heavy
I love dialogue
video movies.
Mhm.
I mean, I don't mind it. I'll watch anything, but it's like when she gets sat down in front of a movie that's super dialogue heavy, the dialogue has to be really, really good for her to kind of like it. So I can see how people who just don't like that can kind of not look at this movie as something that's interesting.
You know
That's
what?
true.
It is not. It's not Bad Boys. Where every 10 to 15 minutes there's an
No,
action
Bad
scene.
Boys is not a good comparison. You can't.
No.
But
But I'm just saying in general, like it's not like an action movie.
yeah,
it's not anything
that's
else.
different. Or John Wick or anything like
But
that.
it's not like there's just gonna be action every 5 minutes, every
But
10
Pulp
to 15
Fiction
minutes.
is a good medium. That's what I'm saying. Like
Pulp
Kill
Fiction
Bill
is a good medium.
was action. Like it was always something going on.
No, 2 isn't. 2 there's a lot of slow
Volume
moments.
1 is what I'm talking about.
Yeah, Volume 2 there's a lot of slow moments.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like Kill Bill was very fast paced. Pulp Fiction had its moments where like the dialogue was setting up the scene, which then progressed it over into like an event that happened, and then it went back to dialogue. So there was a good pace to it. That's what I'm saying.
Welcome to Quentin Tarantino talk.
Yeah, minus the foot fetish. Okay, now that Renee's gone, do you want to move on to comic strips?
Why? Is there something that he wouldn't like?
No, I'm just saying.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Do you want to start without him?
Sure. Screw that guy.
Wow, dude.
He's got to pee.
Are we sure he's peeing right now?
Yeah, I can hear it.
All right, here we go. Comic strips, the portion of the show where we talk about topics that don't merit a 10 to 15 minute conversation, and we try to go through as many before Rene gets here. Real quick, no, I'm just kidding. We're not going to do that.
He's shaking it right now.
Dude, you think he can come out here before I say the first thing?
You just flushed.
Okay, here we go. Let's see. What can I pick? What can I pick? Okay. 2 films have hit a financial milestone this week.
Bad Boys.
Mm-hmm. Do you know what it crossed?
600 million.
Ooh, you're far off.
Really?
The franchise officially surpassed $1 billion.
Oh, I thought you meant the movie.
No. The movie.
I thought
the movie itself was 600 million?
I don't think it was 600 million, but I think in general.
Can you check to see how much Bad Boys made in its first 2 weeks?
I wouldn't be surprised if it was
It's
600
already
million.
voted like the #1 movie in America.
I think it's like 600 million.
It is not 600 million because then they would have been the franchise itself would have that movie itself would have done more.
All right, fine, like 100 million.
I'll meet you in the middle. 100
There's 4 movies, right?
It's 4 of them.
Yeah.
Okay, so I could see this movie maybe making a third of that 1 billion mark.
I think it makes like 4. It probably makes like 400 million.
I think it's at 375.
Okay, still.
All right,
That's a lot.
Right rules. Price is Right rules.
That's a lot.
Price is Right rules.
Fine.
Okay.
How much do you think it
I
is?
said 375.
375. I think it's 5.
You think it's 5? All right,
I
here we
think
go.
it's 5.
So if you're over, you lose.
125.
Dang it, we both lost.
Worldwide, that's
125 is still pretty good.
It's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
But what I mentioned before you got here, Rene, was that the franchise officially surpassed $100 billion or $1 billion
Good.
total.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Another milestone is that Godzilla Cross Kong has become the monster versus most successful film, pushing past $570 million worldwide.
Good for it. It was a good movie. You know what I really like? I liked the video that you sent us of Will Smith sitting in a theater, enjoying the movie with his fans.
Oh, the Bad
well, it's
Boys
funny
one?
because I was on Facebook and I was like, someone's had to at least upload that Reggie scene. So I was trying to find it, and I was like, but I found the ending, which was hilarious to still to watch with the grill.
Yeah, the grill scene's good.
Yeah. And so then I was just kind of going through, and I saw the one with Will Smith, dealing with the camera and stuff like that. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, that's cool. And then I was like, oh, an audience is reacting to it, and it said and I watched the video and it said Will Smith is at a theater. I'm like, that's so cool. He was at a random Cinemark. He had a face mask on so that at least no one could be like, oh, it's Will Smith.
He had a hood on too, no?
He had a
hat, a mask,
Yeah.
and then he just listened to everybody enjoy the movie, and he was just enjoying everybody laughing at all the moments that were supposed to be laughing. People were cheering. He was enjoying it, and then as soon as everybody was leaving, he was one of the first people out, and then he said, "I'm really glad you guys all liked it."
Yeah.
And he took off the mask, and everybody went like, "What? Like, what are you doing here?" And he was like, "Yeah, I was in there the whole time with you guys. I was watching it with you."
I think now we're past the whole Oscars thing.
You know what? This is the Will Smith I liked.
Yeah.
Well,
Before he
let's
did-
be
he
real,
did
it's
something really
because
dumb.
He hasn't been around. What's her face? Jada Pinkett Smith.
No, yeah,
I mean-
he's been out of the limelight with her and
Yeah.
stuff. So
It's the moments when she's in the limelight that you can tell that he's suppressed.
It's toxic.
yeah.
You know what? This is his element.
Yeah.
Everybody always knew Will Smith as somebody really cool. Will Smith is really cool. He's really down to earth. He wants to do what is right for his fans.
He just wants to entertain people.
He just wants to entertain people, and he got involved in something super dumb.
Yeah. He got caught up.
He got caught up in something really dumb, and it's unfortunately it's his wife, and there's nothing you can really do about it. I'm really hoping that in all of his future ventures, we can get more closer to the Will Smith we enjoy.
Well, I think this movie proves that Will Smith can do the same element he's been doing, action comedy, and that's it. Not that he's only limited to that, but
King Richard, he was good.
Yeah.
King Richard.
Yeah. But hopefully, moving forward, Hollywood banks on him more now because I think he still has it.
Just him.
Yeah.
Just him.
Why?
Not Jada Pinkett Smith.
No.
Jada Pinkett Smith's
she's done.
terrible.
She's done.
She's terrible.
She's not done because she's gonna pop in like where she sees it.
No, I'm saying
possibility to
as
do
of
so.
people reaching out to work with her.
Yeah.
She's
Oh
done.
well, yeah. No, what
Yeah,
I'm saying
she's
is that
only-
Will Smith will get the offers, and then she's gonna be like,
But in all fairness, I always feel like
Turn it down.
Will has been getting the offers. Like of the two, Will is the more famous person.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Will like Jada Pinkett Smith. I'm not saying that she wouldn't have anything without Will, but kind of.
Yeah.
Like he's the bigger name. in the relationship.
This isn't a Jada Pinkett Smith burn podcast, but let's be real. The last time she was really in the news besides
Gotham.
Not Gotham. I was going to say, but wasn't it after Gotham she did the podcast where she...
Oh, the red circle?
The entangling?
Yeah.
The entanglement?
That was like the last recent thing where Will Smith was like... And again, Will Smith was involved in that whole controversy too.
That's the thing though, is that every single time... It's really weird because Will Smith was like squeaky clean for years.
Yeah.
Like you would never hear like anything bad about Will Smith. And then all of a sudden...
She started talking.
Like she started a podcast and she was like, I need drama for this podcast. It's the only way it's going to survive. And then she just starts like dumping tea about things that have been happening over the years. And it's like, why? Like, why are we doing this?
Nah, it doesn't make any sense.
But you know what? I'm glad to see Will Smith kind of getting back to form.
Yeah.
He just needs to stay out of the limelight and, just do what he loves doing, making movies and entertaining people.
So moving on, I think last week I mentioned that Transformers and the G.I. Joe movie is in full swing. It's being worked on. They recently just announced the writer. This film will be written by Derek Connolly, who worked on the Jurassic World script.
What if Shia LaBeouf comes back? He's a Joe.
Is Shia LaBeouf in a controversy right now or no?
No,
not really.
He's
He's just doing his own thing.
He's just Shia. No.
I think what he's doing is taking care of his daughter.
Yeah,
that's it.
Okay.
Oh, one thing though.
Mark Wahlberg comes back.
Mandy told me though that Rihanna has retired.
What?
Just in general?
Like she's not doing music anymore. She's focusing on her family.
Not a big loss.
Yeah.
Anyway,
that's what
dude.
So I was like, oh, Rihanna. I'm like, and I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, yeah, Rihanna hasn't put out anything. She goes, yeah, there's a reason.
Oh, it's Beyonce that is doing the cowboy thing. The music
stuff. The child trafficking.
Rihanna, got smacked around by Chris.
Yeah.
Oh.
USA.
Yeah. Under her umbrella. Ella.
Oh my God. Moving on. Pete Docter, the CCO of Pixar, states in an interview with Time Magazine that the animation studio is not planning on creating live remakes of its past films. Rather, their focus will be on original films and sequels moving forward.
Yeah. You know which one I really want to see? Big Hero 6. Give me a Big Hero 6.
Please.
Live action?
No.
Or
sequel. I want a sequel to Big Hero 6, man.
Well, they had the show.
I'm okay with
Big Hero 6. The show was alright. It was okay.
I'm okay with just the movie.
You know what? The only reason I want to see a Big Hero 6 2 is I would love to see them a little older and because you didn't get to spend a lot of time with them as soups. Them as a vigilante team.
Yeah.
I think that would be really cool to finally now that they don't have revenge or anything else and they're just working as a team. And that would be kind of cool to just deal with the team.
So I don't really want a sequel to Big Hero 6 because it will probably suffer the same way that Inside Out 2 did.
How was it not good? Was it not good?
It was great. It was interesting, but it was so limited to a single space that there wasn't much to kind of let the characters be who they really were. So the whole film is centered around anxiety and the new emotions. So you get to see anxiety, embarrassment, and emu. I think is how you pronounce the boredom.
Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah. So it centers around them, and anxiety is like the head honcho now,
which is voiced by Mia Hawke.
Maya Hawke, yeah. And so the old emotions basically go out and venture into the back of the mind to pick up this core element that makes Riley who Riley is, but you don't follow that journey as in depth as you do with anxiety trying to change Riley into a different person. So it becomes very centered and a little too broad. And I kind of have that feeling that if you were to do a Big Hero 6 sequel, you'll be spending time with them as soups, but they won't know what direction to make this movie go.
No, well, because my thing is that my pitch for Big Hero 6 2 would be that they're the heroes of San Fran, Tokyo, and a new villain comes and basically he is now using all of their tech. He's figured out their technology and he's now using it to take over the city. And they now have to change things up.
Why not?
In order to defeat him.
Why not one up that? Do a civil war.
Where the kids fight?
No, where the citizens of San Francisco
Fight against them?
they don't want the heroes because the heroes are causing more harm.
You'd have to show that then.
That's
You'd
too,
have-
yeah,
that's
too much.
That's too dark. That's too dark.
No,
for a
That- no, I
Pixar
was
movie.
gonna
Too
say,
dark for
I was gonna say,
Pixar.
That's way too dark
that's-
for a Pixar movie.
No,
But
that's
make
too
it
much.
interesting.
That's too much mirroring My Hero Academia right now, where
Yeah.
the season's at.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing the same thing with,
Dude, it's a
with My
dope
Hero.
season.
Yeah.
How do you like the season?
Oh, the season so far. The dubbed wise, me and Manny have gone up to the part where they reveal who the rat is.
I read the ending and I hate it.
Oh my god, someone came in,
Somebody spoiled it for you?
not spoiled, but they spoiled
Oh
something
my
about two
God.
characters, and it has to revolve around Deku and what's her name? The one that likes Deku. He kind of Uraka. He kind of like alluded something. He goes, I don't want to say it, but like he said something about he said a remark about them, and I was like, and I told him, I was like, I haven't read the manga. I watched the anime, and he's like, oh well, blah 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 blah. I'm like,
He's trying to justify his
Stop
support.
talking. Just stop talking.
and I was like, I don't read the manga. He's all, oh, I'm so sorry, and I'm like, what is up with people like that? I tell people this. That this happened, the exact same thing happened to me when before we went to go see Multiverse of Madness.
Uh-huh.
I had a guy that comes in.
Did he tell you the ending of Multiverse of
No,
Madness?
he told me about the Illuminati.
Oh yeah.
And I didn't know anything.
In all fairness, okay, here's my thing.
Yeah.
This
Why are
is
you
why.
defending this guy?
No, I'm not. This is why we usually try to watch things
Mm-hmm.
first.
Yes.
Before
No, you know what?
No,
It's-
before a large audience watches it,
Yeah.
because there's a lot of times that we get spoiled stuff before going to
Yeah,
get to
that's
watch
the
it.
thing.
So that's
but
why it's like you
and
have to go to
that's
opening
the
night.
messed up thing. It's not just because we do it for the show.
But
It's mainly because people don't know how to keep their mouth shut.
Yeah.
And it's like so annoying.
I had to wait one full day to watch Endgame. So because I was watching Endgame Saturday morning. when I
oh
was
man,
gonna
I
come.
was there. I was there at night, man.
Yeah,
I was
so
there.
I
in
couldn't
opening
get
night.
tickets to see it Thursday.
Mhm.
So I had to go through a whole 24-hour span of not watching anything from Endgame. Two
dudes walked in?
No, high school little came in and decided to be trolling and being like, oh, they looked at the Avengers pops and we had Black Widow and Iron Man, and then one of them goes, oh, look, it's Black Widow, R.I.P. And I was like,
bro.
I'm like, hey guys, I told him, hey guys, I haven't watched Endgame yet, so I would really much appreciate if you don't spoil anything. And they're like, oh, okay. And they're all talking and they're whispering, doing a little snickering. And then right before they left, one kid goes, oh, Iron Man dies, and walks out.
Oh, because he's cool.
Yeah,
He's
because
a
he
cool
thinks he's cool. He's funny.
He probably got laid
Yeah.
that night too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, dude.
his buddy
Made
sucked
it
him
big.
off.
I wonder
I
where
hope
he's-
by his uncle. Like, pissed me off so much. Dude, I wanted to do like grab. Yeah.
Jesus.
Damn, dude. I was so mad. I was fuming. Man,
That
he had
guy's
to calm
18
me
now,
down.
probably.
Yeah, he is.
He's
Yeah,
18,
yeah.
probably. So it's okay.
Yeah.
If he was molested by his uncle.
Yeah.
Oh my
Completely
God,
okay.
dude.
Anyway,
It's called growing up.
yeah, it's called. Everybody has scars, I guess.
It's
Some are deeper than others.
Oh my gosh, dude.
I just didn't even know how to continue that. No, but because my thing was that when My Hero ended,
Yeah.
I told Rene, I was like, hey, My Hero is
It's
ending.
over, yeah.
My Hero, the manga finally ended. And then he was like, oh, how was it? And I go, I didn't like the ending.
Mm.
And then he goes, and then that's what he told me. Don't tell me anything.
Mhm.
It's like,
You know,
I'm
I was
watching-
gonna mention that got spoiled for me with Fallout, but then I
Mhm.
remember who was the one that spoiled
Yeah.
it for
was
me.
it me?
It was you.
What did I spoil?
You spoiled New Vegas.
Oh, that they were alluding to.
Yeah, and I was like, don't say anything.
yeah.
Don't say anything.
That's
It's
because
like,
we were on the show.
Yeah, I know, and I'm like,
But he
no,
hasn't finished
I
it.
didn't.
I
I
But
didn't
that's your fault.
That's not my fault.
We're talking about Fallout, and then you're like, "Oh, hey man, I only watched 2 episodes of a
Well,
show that I was
he-
supposed to watch."
He wanted to take his time with it. He said,
We're
Yeah,
talking about it on a podcast, dude. You need to finish.
No, remember what we did with Sonic 2? I walked out. You could have just done that.
No,
Yes.
then you should have gotten up.
God, no, I'm not.
You
gonna- I'm not
You
gonna
shouldn't.
catch it.
You should have not talked during the Fallout. That's your fault.
No,
You should have watched it.
no, because I wanted to take my time with it. God knows when we get another Fallout game. 15
Never.
years from now. Yeah,
well,
exactly.
a good one. We don't know.
What do you mean a good one?
You haven't had a good one in years. Fallout.
76 is
Fallout.
At least still
I'm still on it. It's still good.
76 is good. There's no one there. I'm all alone.
It's a real wasteland.
Yeah,
Like,
there's barely any NPCs.
yeah.
The multiplayer function doesn't work, so it's okay.
I love that.
Yeah, that
love
shows a lot.
interacting with people, dude.
The authenticity of it.
You know what?
Authenticity of I'm not
about
gonna.
this. I thought about why I don't like playing with people online.
Yeah.
And it's because too many people have let me down.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I just don't want to deal with it. I don't want people to like,
Exactly.
actually,
That's
like I
how
asked
I
my
feel.
sister, I'm just like, oh, because she has an Xbox as well. And I'm like, oh, let's play like, let's play something, whatever. I'm playing 76. If you want to try that, we'll try that. We'll play something else. She's like, okay, I'm going to get it connected. Granted, she has a kid. I get that, right? And she tells me,
your sister.
and she tells me that she's like, oh no, hang on. She's not doing much right
Yeah.
now besides taking care of the kid.
Yeah.
And she's playing Red Dead Redemption 2, which is a commitment. That's not like something that you
Well,
can,
yeah, that's like a couple hours as soon as the baby falls asleep.
Yeah,
getting
exactly.
hours of
Yeah,
Red Dead
exactly.
Redemption.
She should be.
never
She should
messaged
be
me
playing.
back. So I'm like, you know what?
She's gone.
She's gone. And I was like, you know what?
She
I
fell
had
down the rabbit
friends,
hole.
Nothing. And then everyone else plays like freaking MMOs and.
I was kind of. I was talking to
arena
Sean.
things.
I know
I was-
boring stuff, right? Yeah.
I was talking to Sean about it though, because I really do want to get it. I want to do what's it called? A Baldur's Gate run with the four of us.
Do you guys still play? Is Helldivers done now?
Oh, here, let me talk about Helldivers. So Helldivers 2 players
It's not
were given
dead.
a choice in a mission objective this week to either liberate the planet Marfark,
Yes.
granting them a
Marfark?
reward. Marfark is what it's called.
Yeah, it's
I like
not.
that.
It's not a great name.
So if they liberated that planet, they were given this cool new weapon. I
Yeah.
think it's like a rocket launcher or something like that.
Yeah, because Marvark has mines that inside the mines you would then get like the explosive material that you
Yeah.
would need for this RPG that you would.
We
be
go
able
in
to
the
get.
mines.
So they had the option
The
of
mines of
liberating
Moria.
this planet
The mines of
specifically,
Moria.
or saving thousands of trapped survivors in a super citizens Anne's hospital for very sick children, with no reward attached to it.
Yes.
So this was a fake scenario where the choices were save a bunch of fictional people, or
Go
save
get the gun.
or get the gun. What do you think the citizens chose? Don't say anything because you know.
Get the gun.
Do you think that they went
Yeah,
for the gun?
yeah.
No, they saved the
Yeah,
children.
they
Why?
saved the kids. Yeah,
So
they went and they saved the kids.
They chose the moral high ground and
Yeah.
did not get a reward for it. They just did it because morally.
well, there was a reward.
What was it?
The studio then
This feeling
gave
right here.
no the studio.
good
I think
heart.
the studio donated $100,000 to
No.
a children's.
Wrong.
How much was it?
That wasn't a reward that was attached to the game. You guys got nothing in the game.
Oh yeah,
You
in
got
the game we
nothing.
you got
sir.
nothing. You just
You
felt
lose.
good.
I don't know why
I-
Gene
I-
Hackman from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory popped in. You lose, sir.
Speaking of which, have you watched the have you seen the Gene Wilder documentary?
No,
Dude, it's good.
is it?
It's a Gene Wilder documentary on HBO. It's good.
Okay, I gotta check it out.
So
Check it out.
they didn't get anything from this reward.
Yeah.
But soon afterwards, this was again not attached to the mission.
Yes.
This was only because you guys put them in a corner where they're just like, well, now we got to do something.
Yeah.
The head of
The
Arrowhead,
Savages made the right
COO
choice.
Yeah, the
I was gonna say,
COO
They don't
John
supposed to save the kids.
Plystade, I think is how you pronounce his name,
Uh-huh.
donated $4,311 to Save the Children, a charity organization that raises money to improve the lives of children around the
It
world.
was only $4,000.
It was only $4,000.
I get it.
I mean, money is money to a charity, which is a
yeah.
good
How
cause.
dare you? All right,
Yeah,
they
no,
they
it's-
donated. How much did you donate?
I whatever I can if I
saved
could.
the virtual children. Okay.
Yeah. How much did you
That was
donate?
enough.
You know what I
I
got?
did my part.
You know what I got them? I got them underwear. That's what it was. I got them. They got apples.
If
That's
it
what they got.
Hey, Monica, I played video games to save children, all right?
What
Yeah.
have you done?
What have you done for the children? Nothing.
If it wasn't for my democratic services to spread democracy in a fake video game, these children would have had nothing.
I proved I was a real citizen.
Now I'm gonna be 100% with you. I was not involved. I
Did you go liberate? Because you can choose between the two, right?
Yeah, you could.
So
but
did you go after
I-
Marfark?
We went. I remember. I loaded up Helldivers, and then my buddies went, "Let's go play Rainbow Six," and then that's what we went to go do. I haven't
the
touched.
children can wait.
I haven't touched Helldivers in probably a month and a half.
Oh, wow.
Because also Ghost of Tsushima came out.
Oh, yeah.
So I was playing Ghost of Tsushima. I've been
Yeah.
playing Ghost of Tsushima, in which I finally beat last night. Which it was so good.
Yeah, I
It
can
was.
only imagine.
It's so good.
I'm playing Street Fighter 6 right now. It was
Yeah?
on sale for $30.
Oh,
Yeah, so
good.
I'm like, I picked it up. I wanted something to My thumbs hurt though.
But I was telling
Gamer problems.
Yeah.
I know it really is.
Yeah.
But I was telling Sean because he's in bed. He has nothing else to do.
He's in my bed.
Yeah, he's in my bed.
In my bed.
He's not even home.
He's in bed in my basement.
Yeah. That I wanted to do a Baldur's Gate run. I want to do a Baldur's Gate run because he's already done.
Does it have crossplay?
It does have crossplay, but it also has 4-person, like, you could play it.
Like we in the same room. I don't want to do that.
Oh no! I have to interact with you guys.
Yeah, I'd much rather
what a
be at
nightmare
home.
that is.
I'd much rather be at home.
I'm not sure if it has crossplay, but I did it. I wanted to do it in person because that way we all didn't have to buy a $60 game.
Yeah, but that requires coordination, and God
Just
knows
Wednesday.
that we're good. Wednesday.
Yeah, just Wednesdays.
Why doesn't Wednesday work? I don't know why.
Because we're supposed to be
Because
recording.
I'm home by like 10.
There you go.
Yeah. It sucks.
This is why I don't play with others.
We would have given you a ride. Like we would have driven
On
you home
Wednesday?
eventually. Yeah.
You were here on Wednesday. You didn't do that.
In all fairness, I didn't want to.
I know. That's why I do it too. Like it
was an hour. I started with an hour.
It was 7 o'clock. You're like, all right, man.
I'm gonna
go.
I didn't want to. You didn't know I was coming.
I didn't.
See? You had
But
no
I didn't
intention.
expect you to take me home either, to be honest.
See, look, there you go.
What's up, Bryan?
That's funny. Moving on, DC confirms the release of Watchmen animated series as 2 separate films. Trailers for this have been released online.
I
as of
saw that
last
they
week.
uploaded that. I haven't
I-
watched it.
I haven't seen it either.
Is it
hate-
the same actors that are doing the voices?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Oh,
But I hate just
I
in
have a
general
computer.
the internet. I hate the internet. Because people
Wow, you hate the internet?
I really do.
It took you what, 20 something years?
No, I hated it.
you, internet.
Can I see this?
Dude, I thought it was so dumb because people jumped on so the trailer came out and then people started jumping on and downvoting the trailer because they were going like, oh, I can't believe DC did this and they just copied What If's animation. Like, I can't believe they did that and everything else. And it's like, dude, it's cell shading. It's like Disney doesn't own this type of animation.
See, but you're getting
It's cell shading.
upset. You're getting upset at the internet for
Because they're dumb.
Yeah.
Because people are dumb. It's a good trailer. It looks like it's almost the
he's
same
learning.
thing.
Renee, he's learning.
Is it? Wait. Is
No,
it the-
because there's this and the Acolyte. It's just people being dumb all around.
So
Is it the same animation from Batman Ninja,
No.
where it's like kind of like 3-dimensional?
No, it's
Oh.
more of it looks more like a comic book,
Uh-huh.
but it's more of like a comic book come
It's
to
a
life.
CG film.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a CG film, but it does look a lot more like come to life. It has that cell shade. It's the same animation style as What If.
Okay.
Similar,
That's why.
Not
It's-
entirely.
Yeah, it's not entirely the same, but it looks the same. It's that cell shading 3-dimensional
You
like.
sure? Because they did that on Batman Ninja, and they did that on.
No, Batman Ninja was more anime.
Yeah. Well,
No, but
I
Batman
think
Ninja.
it's like
no, it was CG.
It's more
based.
CG.
It was very CG.
Yeah, I think I know what
they
you-
did. They did the same animation for Adventures of the Super Sons as well.
Yeah,
too.
it's not great. I don't like the pure CG. It looks terrible.
It's garbage.
No, I just don't like
This
in
is
the
where Nick's
because
villain origin story.
no,
starts.
because in CG it looks like bad stop motion
Yeah.
because just the way the camera moves, it always looks like everything's kind of lagging.
Yeah. No, I
It,
get
it
you.
doesn't. It just doesn't look good.
All right, so we've got 2 more pieces of news before we get to a big one that probably will take 10 minutes to talk about. So I'm going to quickly go through this. So there were a couple studios and series that have had announcements coming out this week. 7 Bucks Studios, which is The Rock's production studio, has officially signed a deal with Disney to develop multiple new films that Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson will star in.
That's Batman Ninja animation.
Is it?
It is. Yeah.
I saw Batman Ninja and I didn't like it,
Yeah.
so I think I stopped like halfway through the movie.
House of Dragons has also been renewed for season 3 and will begin filming later this year, per Matt Smith. Smiling Friends has officially been renewed for season 3 on Adult Swim. Great show. Love
I
it.
know you keep trying to get me to watch. I'll probably watch it this weekend.
You know what? I'm like slowly trying to kind of get you to watch it.
Yeah.
I don't want to recommend it to you like aggressively because then you won't watch it.
No, I won't watch it.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've seen the clips you've been sending me. I like the humor.
I
It's
just-
very much my humor.
Dude,
But I
that
just-
line
yeah.
just gets me so much.
Which
dude.
one? What is it?
It's the
Smiling
one-
Friends.
Smiling Friends. So the line that gets me is I forget the red guy's it's an episode completely dedicated to him. But the landlord comes up to him and he's just like, so what do you want? And he's just like, I was just wondering if you wanted to smoke weed, fill our bellies with diet soda, and play Burnout Revenge on PlayStation 2. And I'm like, dude, Burnout Revenge was a pretty good game.
Like,
An Inside Out series was announced earlier.
I like how you just let Bryan talk and you're just like, okay.
An Inside Out series was announced earlier this week and has now been confirmed by Disney to be in the works. Inside Out 2 released earlier this week with around a 90% approval by critics. Are you looking at The Boys?
it doesn't have a
No,
cast.
I'm looking. They're not.
Probably
because
because it's still being in development.
You know what? In all fairness, if they did do the Watchmen movie cast, I'd be okay with that.
Yeah, same. Like I would love to hear Jeffrey Dean Morgan as the comedian.
As the comedian, he was a good comedian.
And
I liked him.
James Earl Haley as Rorschach. He was a great one.
Oh, he was a good word. Yeah.
Last piece of news before we get into something that Nick will probably shut up about. Blade Watch is back. Blade continues its struggles as director Yan Demanage. I think is how you pronounce his last name.
Nicki Minaj?
Huh?
He left.
He left. He's no longer directing the film.
Oh, I wonder why.
So, pieces of information that have been released. This is the second director to part ways with the film after Bazam Tariq.
Mhm.
Eric Pearson, who's the writer of the new Fantastic Four film, is currently working on the script. He is the sixth writer on the project, with others such as Michael Green and Michael Sturbury writing drafts beforehand.
Yeah, that movie's not going
That
to be
movie's a
good.
mess.
The last part,
It's
which
gonna
is
suffer like Flash
super
did.
interesting,
Yeah.
because I'm just like, it's been this long.
Mhm.
Marshall Ali is still attached to this film. He hasn't left.
Wow.
But when do you think he was originally signed for this film?
2019.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been 5 years.
Yeah.
His contract's going to go up at some point.
I think they're just waiting for that contract to go up.
And they're going to do
and
a
then
recast?
just scrap the film.
That's true.
Because he is attached to it, so that means that they have to make it.
Yeah.
As of
But
right
like,
now,
how
based on the
bad is
contract.
it? Like, I get it. Like, if this movie still comes out and it's
Yeah.
good, I'm not going to hate it. Like, I like it.
Well, the thing
But
is,
what's going behind the scenes?
I don't know. That's the thing, and you can't blame that. It's because they're trying to make it a rated R movie. Look at Deadpool and Wolverine.
And Sean Levy made it quick.
Yeah, and that's a movie that they completely let Ryan Reynolds have free range on. There were a couple of things that him and Bob Iger
Fought about.
rumors. This is rumors now that they possibly did fight about. Two things in particular was She-Hulk and Captain Marvel.
Mhm.
They were supposed to be in it.
They were supposed to be in it because Bob Iger was an advocate to have those characters in that movie. But again, rumors. Ryan Reynolds kept shooting that whole thing
doesn't
down
make sense.
and basically said that, oh, well, I don't want these characters in my movie and stuff like that.
I heard about that rumor, but I heard the spin that it was making Ryan Reynolds a sexist because he didn't want to include women in his movie.
No,
It was-
from what I was hearing
Yeah.
about the rumor is that he just wanted them to get dropped in as like cameos, and then they were both both She-Hulk and Ryan Reynolds were both gonna talk to the audience. Like
Yeah.
it was gonna be another
That I
fourth
heard
wall
about,
break.
Yeah.
Fourth wall break, and then he was like, "It doesn't make sense in the story that we're telling.
Mhm.
We're just randomly gonna throw these girls in, most likely in like the world between worlds, like that where Eliath and all them were there."
Mhm.
Probably there, but it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Now you're just adding things just to add things,
Mhm.
and we're not going to do it. In which, in all fairness, that also is how a lot of the Marvel movies feel right now, because there is a lot of stuff where you're like, why did they add that? Like,
They're
that's
trying
weird.
To attach it to make it like, oh, well, I watched this, so it's cool that it happened.
But to
And
take
trying to
but
make
the-
it also
but that's the
connect.
thing. You have Bob Iger and what is it? Kevin Feige. They were trying to push Captain Marvel, and I don't know what it is about the higher ups in Disney or Marvel Studios thinking that people want to see Captain Marvel.
For some reason, Carol Danvers in
Yeah.
studio is
Brie
A
Larson's
plus.
influence, I think.
It could
Well-
be, but I don't know what it is. They're like, oh, let's just put Captain Marvel in here.
It's because it goes back to this idea that you had a couple months ago, I think even about a year ago, where
Yeah.
your Bob Iger is just losing that creative flow of like wanting to take risks.
Mhm.
And I think that Captain Marvel is the safest bet because she is the strongest Avenger. She is a good centerpiece to put out there to kind of advertise, like, oh yeah, we're
Mhm.
what's the word?
But the thing is that as a character, even in the comic book world, Captain Marvel is not a liked person.
she isn't, but
she's very much.
She's always on the fence.
But I
Yeah.
think Bob Iger stuck back in like 2015 when the first Captain Marvel came out, where people were like kind of excited to go see this movie and see what was new about it.
Well,
and I think he's stuck on that high.
If you're trying, like, I'm not saying this is what you're doing. I'm thinking in the mindset of like a studio, and you're thinking Captain Marvel is our sensual Wonder Woman.
Yes.
That's not the case.
It's not.
Captain Marvel is not Wonder Woman. Don't make her a Wonder Woman. She's not a bridge to kind of like, oh yeah, like it shows it's an open world. You know, Deadpool is going to be part of the Marvels. Everyone knows already because you see the TVA.
You see the TVA, you see Ant-Man, you see all these other people.
I'd much rather see Miss Marvel than Captain Marvel.
I would much rather have Miss Marvel or even Monica Rambeau. I would love to see Monica Rambeau.
In all fairness, I would much rather just see Miss Minutes and then call it a day.
There you go.
If you were to just show me Miss Minutes, and I'd be like, oh, it's in the same universe as Loki.
Yeah,
and that's it.
I don't know. We'll see how Deadpool, because I think Deadpool and Wolverine will change the dynamics at Marvel Studios because you can't have that movie be successful. I think it was aiming at $200 million on its first opening weekend.
That's gonna make that.
So it'll make it on its first opening weekend.
I think I'm already calling it. Wong is probably going to be in it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. 100%.
So. Yeah,
but what I'm saying is that Disney can't look at Deadpool and Wolverine and say that a rated R movie or the creativeness that went behind, forget the rated R rating.
Yeah.
The creativeness that went behind this movie can't be ignored. Yeah. Because it hopefully, knock on wood, will be a very liberating movie that we haven't experienced within the MCU in years. So if Kevin Feige looks at this and is like, this is a one and done thing.
Well, that's the thing though, is that this movie so far, because the rumor is that Sean Levy is being tapped for the next Avengers.
Yeah. Sean Levy or Levi?
Levy. But
I didn't know this either. I was rewatching Stranger Things. He did a couple episodes of Stranger Things. I didn't know that.
He's the same director that did Free Guy.
Yeah. Free Guy.
I think he was also
on Adam Project.
I think he helped on It.
Yeah,
he was like an executive producer on It.
He was on
If or It.
If, and then I think he was also on It too.
Maybe. I like to check. Let me check.
But anyway, my big thing was that, because I know that people weren't excited for Sean Levy for the Avengers movie. I kind of am.
No,
I really enjoy his movies. I enjoy Adam Project. I haven't seen If yet. I've been wanting to.
You know, I feel like Sean Levy understands fundamentals when it comes to his movies. He has a cornerstone that works with that he wants to make sure is understood in the whole movie, and he expands on it.
He really knows how to touch the heartstrings and then pull it at the right moment.
If that's his cornerstone, I don't disagree with it.
Because
he was also executive producer of Cheaper by the Dozen.
Wait, did he direct? Did he direct? What was it? Not If, but
Adam Project.
Oh my God, no! Oh, is he directing Deadpool and Wolverine?
Yes.
Yeah, he's directing that.
But that's the thing, though, is that apparently the executives have seen Deadpool and Wolverine. They like what they saw, and they're now saying, well, maybe he could take on the new Avengers. The Avengers movie, because it's also going to be involved. Because they're saying that it might be Secret Wars.
He produced a lot of stuff. He did.
Yeah, dude, he's been a producer for years.
He did Why Him. He did Fist Fight. I love that movie with Charlie Day and Ice Cube.
My thing is that a lot of people are saying that he's a good producer because he also did all of the Night at the Museums. He's the director for the Night at the Museums.
He's done a lot of not like child, but like young adult stuff.
Yes.
But again, every single one of those movies has a good cornerstone.
He was a producer on Real Steel.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Get him.
No,
that's it.
That was but that's the connection, because that's the first movie he worked on with Hugh Jackman.
Yeah.
Oh, he's also a producer on The Rocker.
Yeah.
Dude, this dude.
I'm telling you, he did
so much stuff.
He has an eye for good projects.
Here's my issue.
The famous Jet Jackson. He was an executive producer.
Being a producer for the Avengers, or even directing it, the guy knows how to be creative. So how much hand is Marvel Studios going to have in this Avengers movie that Sean Levy won't be able to expand? Granted, if this movie does come out good, it'll probably be that Ryan Reynolds pushed back Marvel Studios a lot.
Yeah.
Because honestly, it doesn't sound like Sean Levy had to do a lot. It's it sounds like Ryan did a lot of the fighting for Sean. Because
so how much of a backbone is he going to have if he's on his own?
I know, because my thing was that I feel like he was letting Sean do his thing, because he was like, if you just let Sean Levy do his thing, he'll be fine.
Yeah.
Marvel's trying to do all these things, and then Ryan Reynolds took the bullet, where it was like, they can't fire me.
Find me. What are you gonna do?
Like, the worst thing that they're gonna do is I'm gonna get yelled at.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way in hell that they're gonna fire me for being Deadpool. because I am Deadpool. Like, what are they gonna do? Recast me? You know how pissed off the nerds would be?
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Oh, he directed a couple episodes of Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt.
Yeah, dude, he has a lot of really great stuff.
The Internship, that's a good one too.
I love
All right.
that movie.
So the last piece
He directed
of news,
The Internship, didn't he?
Yeah, he directed.
He also directed
Date
Real.
Night.
He also that was another thing that apparently is on the what was it in their thing, because there's Sean Levy and then Hugh Jackman are doing interviews together, and then somebody brought it up of like, where are you guys at with Real Steel 2?
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And then was it Sean Levy's like, oh, I'm down to do it. What about you, Hugh?
Yeah.
And then Hugh's like, oh, if we have he's like, if we get a script, I'm down. Let's do it.
So this is going to be your moment, Nick. You can go ahead and take over for the next 10 minutes. The Acolyte continues to anchor viewers as audiences' scores for this film or for this series bring it down to a 29% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Dumb.
Viewers outraged in the direction of the series is taking the idea of the Force and criticizing the writing for focusing on aspects and characters that are not appealing to the quote-unquote fans. Much of this anger is directed towards Dave Filoni and the influences he's had on the series since he first started working on the franchise years ago. In more positive news, Filoni states that he had occasionally spoken with George Lucas for advice on the franchise and has an open door policy if he ever wanted to return to make another project. This came from Happy, Sad, Confused podcast, where he states he has the pass. Whatever he came up with would be different. He always has the most surprising in what he would do and how he would push things. That's how it was written in the quote. But yeah, The Acolyte, I've seen the first 2 episodes. I've enjoyed it. I don't understand the frustration. And given that I've started watching the Clone Wars, I'm looking at The Acolyte going like, you know what? This is kind of refreshing because one, it has the foundational elements of trying to make like set up the Jedi for how they basically became to be in the prequels. You get the High Republic, which is
how are they, because they're not keepers of the peace right now.
They're not. They're building up to be. They're not nomadic either. They're not people that are basically trying to spread their message throughout the galaxy.
It's
they're
weirdly
founded in They're staying in Coruscant.
Yeah, it's weirdly militaristic.
Yeah,
because it's kind of like, oh, each planet has a Jedi.
Yes, and what I appreciate about that is that it leads into the prequels. Like, why is it that they became, generals into Clone Wars and into Attack of the Clones and all that other stuff? I find it interesting. So to me, what I'm having a hard time understanding is the anger that the fans are having with this franchise. And I explained it to you, and I'll give you your moment in just a second.
No, yeah, I go ahead.
I am frustrated. Let me get ready.
It's not even the Acolyte. That's in case you guys are wondering. It's not the Acolyte that's frustrating me. It's fans.
So
fans,
here is my frustration with the fans. No, let's say fans, right? Quote unquote fans. The reason I wasn't into Star Wars as much was because the fans were a bunch of jerk-offs.
It turns you off.
I couldn't read a single piece of Star Wars, novel or whatever it was. Lore, because here were these people going like, oh, why are you reading that piece of garbage? The story's not that good. Maybe read this. This is so much better. Well, can you tell me about it? Nah, man. Why would you know? You just don't know anything. It's these people that gatekeep that really turned me off on the franchise. Granted, Disney has made mistakes. The last 3 movies weren't good, but I can appreciate what Disney has done, which is condense everything into pieces of media that I can enjoy at my own pace and understand and be a part of the community. So why are these fans coming back up and saying, well, you know what? The Acolyte is garbage. Dave Filoni's messed up. George Lucas doesn't know what he's doing. We should bring the legends back. No one took the legends away. The books still exist.
And they're pulling from them.
So why are you frustrated when they're still out there? What do you want? Do you want your own version of Star Wars, or are you just angry to be angry and, are making your mom's based and all musky with your anger?
So my little sense of it, not sense of it, but just a little tidbit. It's funny because you have these radical fans that they want to say Star Wars is no longer how it was and stuff. And I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, well, it's never going to be how it was. It's never going to go back to how
that was the 80s.
That was the thing. And we're in 2024, and we were talking about it, and you mentioned the best way possible is how Freddie Prinze Jr. feels when it comes to fans and how they are so loud about it. And it's the best way to explain it. It's not your Star Wars that you grew up as a kid. This is for future generations. This is for kids growing up now. That's the thing. It's
their entry into the franchise if this is where they choose to get into.
Yeah, we're living in a world where people
a different generation.
It is. We're living in a world where people have choices in their lives and stuff like that.
So
also, I don't understand where people, because that was another thing that frustrated me about it, was people are going, I don't know why Star Wars is reflecting what's happening in the world. I don't want to see that in my Star Wars.
Any movie, any book, any show is gonna. We take inspiration of what's happening in our lives.
Well, not only,
how do you think films are made?
Yeah,
not only directors just
not
sit
only
there
that, but also that's the whole point of Star Wars is it was a retelling of the Vietnam War. It was Vietnam War propaganda in the 70s that George Lucas wrote to say that the United States was being imperialistic and going over and just taking over an entire country and saying this is ours now. And then the people just living in the country are now being rebels fighting against this imperialistic country just trying to take us over. That was what George Lucas was talking about. I don't know if you guys know that or what.
So, I think I might have told you this, but I think I told you when we were at Disney. But the reason I started watching Clone Wars was because
of John.
No, that wasn't because of John. It was basically you and then John, and then the fact that I was in Batu and renewed my Disney pass. I fell in love with Star Wars again after going to Star Wars night, and I'm like, you know what? I feel like I got to give Clone Wars a shot because Nick was in the back of my head going like, you should watch it. You should watch it. Yeah. What are you doing with your life?
It's good.
Since you're in Star Wars Celebration, watch Clone Wars.
And I was like,
it's good. And if you get a Jar Jar episode, skip it.
I watched it all. I've been watching it.
Did you finish?
Almost done with season 3. I have 1 episode left. I'm in the episode where Ahsoka gets kidnapped.
You've only got 4 more seasons.
I got
4 more.
3. They only went up to season 7.
You're on season 3.
I'm on, but I'm done. It's got 1 episode left.
So that means you have 4 more. That's how math works.
It's done. I will be done.
Which means
I will be done with it today. How about that? I'll watch the last 2 episodes.
4, 5, 6, and 7. That's 4 more seasons.
4, 5. Yeah.
that's how math works. Okay. You have 4 seasons left.
The season I'm in as a season. All right. I don't.
When you haven't started it, it counts.
You're right. No, yeah, you're right.
I don't count the season that I'm watching.
I'm already watching it.
Yeah. So in my head, I'm trying to think of it logically.
Bad.
Let's say you're eating a pizza.
That was bad nerd math.
You got two slices in, and someone says, "Oh, you're eating your 3rd piece." I don't count the piece I'm eating right now.
I'm like 2 pieces.
This is still 2 pieces until it's gone from my hand into my mouth.
You know what? That's actually how I think.
I know. That's how he thinks. That's the logic of Bryan.
That was the dumbest thing I've heard.
But to me, that makes sense.
No, but I'm not even gonna lie. That honestly, that kind of triggered me for a second. Because I was like, you were like, I'm on season. I just finished season 3, so you have 4 left. No, I have 3 left.
I have 3 left. I don't count the.
That's not math.
Because I'm in that season.
That hurt my brain so
in my
much.
Conversation, right? If I'm on season 7,
no,
I'd be like, oh,
you're
I
just
only
wrong.
have this season
you're
left.
just wrong.
I have 1 more season. I'm watching this season. It's not a number.
You remind me of the Knives Out sequel where they're like, what a genius. No, it's just dumb.
It's just dumb.
It's just dumb.
This is just how my brain works. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you.
It's so stupid. So stupid, but brilliant. No,
it's just dumb.
You know, they're making a 3rd one.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, did you see,
dude, the cast looks good.
He looks. I'm glad they're making him.
Yeah, he has long
now.
hair and
Chris Benoit.
No, it's what is it? Daniel Craig's.
Benoit Blanc.
Benoit Blanc. I was thinking
Chris Benoit.
Chris Benoit.
Thinking about a family murder right now. Murder suicide.
No, but going back to the whole Star Wars thing, I understand Nick's frustration when it comes to this. This always happens. It always happens. Anytime something new from Star Wars comes out, people get angry. The Clone Wars had its full run, and people were praising the previous Clone Wars after or before this one.
They wanted the movie, or no, not even the movie that had Grievous in it.
Yeah,
and they were like, that one was the sick one. This Clone Wars, it's so diluted and it's terrible and everything else. And then all of a sudden, 4 years later, then they're like, oh, hey, have you guys watched Clone Wars? It's pretty sick.
It's
really
good.
It's like the same thing with the prequels again. again. You know,
Hey, you know
for
that
the longest time, people were like, prequels are the worst movies.
Oh my God, I can't believe that they gave Anakin an apprentice. She's so dumb and she's so annoying. I can't believe that they have it.
Dumb, and the exact same people are then saying that Revenge of the Sith.
This happens. This literally happens every single time.
I lick my fingers to Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah,
like that. Where did that all come from?
It's so dumb because like people used to like just hate on it. Ashley Eckstein has actually talked about it, where she goes, I was in a very dark place for a while because fans had belittled me, badgered me, told me that, they hated my character.
The same thing happened with Hayden Christensen.
The same thing.
So much hate.
Haley Joel Osment.
Yeah, Hollywood didn't want to do anything with him after
because he was just Vader.
And now everyone's like, Hayden Christensen.
Yeah, everybody's like, oh my God, you're so amazing. And it's like, bro, he's been amazing.
The actor who played Darth Maul. And then more recently, he's been going to conventions showing off the actual lightsaber skills he has.
Yeah.
Well, he's been trained.
He's an actual stuntman.
Yeah.
Ray Park is amazing.
Yeah,
but no one actually thought of that.
He's also Snake Eyes.
It's I just don't understand
What else? He was also the guy from Hellboy.
Yeah, he is. He's also Toad. In X-Men. He's Toad in X-Men.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah, he's Toad. I'm hoping that
the
Toad
to Toad when he gets struck by lightning.
The same thing that happens to everything else.
Beautiful line.
What? Okay, here's my thing. The Acolyte. Yes. The main thing that people are getting upset about is because, spoilers for episode 3, they talk about the Force from these like different Force users. And instead of calling it the Force, they call it the thread. And they're saying that the thread can be manipulated, and if you manipulate it, then it's more of like the thread of destiny. Like if you manipulate the thread, then you can trigger something and it'll change people's destiny and everything else. Not only that, but then she's also talking about how she created I know you messed me up.
I'm trying to entertain the viewers.
How about this? You just say it basically had to do with the brother, the sister, and the father. They're similar. But they're going. But the thing is that they're going.
You guys know too. If you're not watching the YouTube, I'm doing some funny stuff. Right now.
Then they started being upset because inside of it, the main person is talking about how the main character and her twin sister were conceived through the Force.
By the Force.
Basically, she manipulated the Force inside of her wife's belly, making 2 children.
So they are Jesus's.
And they're saying that because of that,
I am the Messiah.
But they're saying that because of that, it undercuts Anakin, but it doesn't.
But what?
That's what everybody's upset about.
But that doesn't make sense. Now that that's not the thread that he's talking about. That's not the thread.
What are you even doing?
I was trying to find a piece of thread.
How much weed have you smoked?
But that doesn't make any sense because I just got to the episode or I just finished the arc where they go to the Force planet and they meet the brother, the sister, and the father, and they talk about how Anakin is the chosen one.
Yes.
And I'm just like, that makes sense. So then how does that aspect undermine Anakin?
Because they're saying that because Anakin was the only person that's ever been manipulated the Force to be created inside of Shmi, it undercuts because, it's been done before. So technically, wouldn't they be the chosen ones?
You mean the guy from Peter Pan? Shmi?
Yes.
Shmi.
No, that's stupid.
That's really dumb.
Stupid argument.
Because and the thing is that she manipulated the Force, which makes sense that one would be light and one would be dark. So it's a yin and yang.
So then these fans are basically saying, guys, don't touch anything Star Wars. Don't make new stories. Don't bring new things to life.
And people are getting upset. And people are getting upset because she's going, some people call it the Force, but it's called the thread. And then they're going like, it's called the Force. What are you doing? And then it's like, okay, but it's different studies. It's different studies of the Force. It's the same thing as if you were to go to different religions.
That's what I was going to say.
And a better understanding of these religions.
Months ago, when Star Wars was bringing back the Force as a religion, I'm like, that's kind of what I saw in the original movies.
Yeah, it was more of a religion.
In the prequels, it was more of like I could push, I could throw lightning, I could jump real high, I can survive big falls. And now they're bringing that aspect back, but people don't like it.
Well, yeah, the Jedi are more like Christians. If you think about it, if you touch the Dark Force, that's the devil.
But
it goes it goes to like a. But then why they would be mad at Ahsoka as well, because Ahsoka started training Sabine, who's not a Force user, yet she's being trained under Jedi.
But that's the thing, though, is
she
that
would have been banned from the church.
In all fairness, most likely her midichlorian count was probably very low. She probably couldn't really attach. She probably couldn't attach to midichlorians.
She wasn't touched by the Holy Spirit.
She wasn't touched by the Holy Spirit.
But but that was my thing, though, is that she probably isn't as attuned to the Force as everybody else. But
that's a lie. Ahsoka is technically like the Holy Spirit.
Yeah, she is. She's the sister.
But not
she's the
into
daughter.
the Jedi's eyes.
No, in the world of Star Wars.
Yeah, she has the spirit of the sister.
The sister.
After
How'd you like the Mortis arc?
I liked it. It was fun.
It was good.
It was really good.
Now do you understand the?
So yeah, basically him now. Are you happy?
No.
Do you understand Morai now?
Yeah, now I understand it. I hate it. I hate that I actually enjoy it.
But now you're going like,
damn it. I finished that arc and I'm just like, God, Nick was right.
It's so good. It's such a good arc.
God, I even told Andy, I'm like, do you want to watch these 3-episode arc? It's really good.
Yeah, it's a really good arc.
I told her my favorite part about the whole thing was that Anakin is basically being manipulated by the brother.
Yes.
And the brother says, like, if you do not, because he was given 2 different options in that arc. I don't know if you've seen you haven't seen it, right?
He hasn't seen it.
Okay, so he's given options to basically change his timeline twice.
Yeah.
The first time the father tells him, if you take over my job and look over the sister and the brother, then you will not follow the path that you're destined to follow. Then he says, no, I'm going to be selfish and I'm going to go. They go back to it after Anakin feels guilty that he basically almost helped the father die, right? So then he goes and tries to find the brother, and the brother says, you know what? You have to join me. I am not the Sith. I am better than the Sith. I am more than them. And if you proceed to not follow me and, basically become me, then you will become the dark side.
You become something darker.
And he shows him his entire...
He shows him his entire future.
There is a scene where the lightsaber is turned on with a kid in front of him. He basically sees the entire Order 66 happen in front of his eyes.
And then the father snaps him out of it, and then the father wipes all their memories.
Yeah, and I told Andy, I'm like, that is a good arc. Like, it's sad because Anakin was given the chance to see his future, and yet he falls victim to it.
But the thing is that also when he sees his future, he actually tries to deny it and say, that will never be my future. And it's really hard because he's fighting against it. Clone Wars, but this is but that's the thing though, is that people are getting upset also that there's a Wookiee Jedi. Which makes no sense because they were like, oh, well, George Lucas said that there would never be a Wookiee Jedi. But also in Clone Wars, a thing that George Lucas worked on, he gave us a Wookiee Jedi.
It's like people can change their minds.
Yeah,
that's what I said.
Yeah, he actually said it. He's like, it's not in cement.
It's like people can change,
Yeah.
But that's the thing though, is that how is it that Wookiees could never become Jedi? Because
George Lucas said there'd be no Wookiee Jedi.
Well, George Lucas.
But it doesn't. Here was my thing.
Not my Star Wars.
But okay, here's my thing. I always thought of Jedi as kind of like lanterns in the Green Lantern Corps. Of like anybody and anything could kind of become a lantern.
Even a cat.
Even a cat can become a lantern.
That cat was abused.
That cat was a street cat.
That's why he was able to get the red lantern.
Yeah, he was
but that's what I mean though, is that you just have to have a connection to it, and you could become a lantern and everything else. My thing is that they even said the Force is all around everybody and everything. It surrounds us. It goes through us. It does. It has these things. Stop it. I'm
just putting the similarities.
He's not wrong.
Not Jesus. Jesus can't make me push things.
He can walk on water.
You're just not believing hard enough.
I hate both of you.
You're not praying hard enough.
Next time we talk about Star Trek, it'll be super annoying.
Okay, go ahead.
But sorry. my thing is that for the whole of the Force and everything else, the Force can as long as you have a connection to it, you can manipulate it. So that would mean that Wookiees could also do that. They're also one with nature.
I just don't understand why people are frustrated about a Wookiee.
Because people are dumb.
Yeah, it's like I don't.
Because people are just dumb.
So let me get this straight. The same people that are mad about a Wookiee Jedi also want Jar Jar Binks to be a Sith Lord.
Yes.
And that's a joke.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which makes absolutely
Not only
no
that,
sense.
but also what they were also really pissed off about is in the third episode, they're going, I don't understand why they didn't show us everything that happened that night. Like, because there was a night that
it's like they don't. It's like they don't want a story
and they're like, why is it that they're showing the Jedi to be so unlikable?
because
In
that
Because this is what happens when you have a bunch of religious monks who are closed-minded about any other thing.
like the Crusades.
Kind of like the Crusades.
There you go. I brought it back for you.
That's
I
how
brought it back.
That's how we got the Dark Ages.
And I brought it back, dude.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
But I'm just saying in general, like it's a thing that happens, and
Yes.
they're telling you a
Religion
story.
causes war. Yes.
But my
That's my thesis.
but my it's not a
Where's my
thesis.
PhD?
First
now?
off, that's not a thesis. That's just fact. It's just fact.
that
That's
is my
what-
TED Talk.
No, but my thing is that the whole point of this show is it's supposed to be a homage to a Kurosawa movie.
Mhm.
Who there's a crime that happens and then it's a whodunit, and then you're then seeing it from multiple people's points of view.
Yeah, and that's
Like
fine.
Knives Out.
Kind of like Knives Out as
Yeah.
well, but it's a callback to a Kurosawa
Here-
movie, which Star Wars is also a callback to a Kurosawa movie. So what they're
100%.
so
I will say this. Look, we can talk about this for the next half hour, but this series still has 5 episodes left to air. So let's revisit it in 5 weeks.
no, but
Yeah.
that's the thing though, is that I don't understand. It's 3 episodes in. It's an interesting story. Let it
Because
run.
your people need to calm down.
These aren't my people. These are not good Star Wars fans.
So, I mean, if we're gonna close out the conversation really quick, I just want to say, I feel like, and if your main argument is that, oh, Star Wars is too woke, Star Wars shouldn't be woke, then at that point, I feel like you just want to not realize reality at this
Ooh.
point.
Let's talk about another
Yeah.
series that is too woke for its own good, apparently. The
Mhm.
Boys.
How is that too woke?
I like
How is that show too
no
woke?
the boys makes fun of it, but makes it aware of woke culture, but also how people react
To
to
woke
woke
culture.
culture. It's very
The
much
whole show is woke on woke squared.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why I love The Boys.
It's-
It
So,
goes back and forth.
The Boys is a great commentary of actual life.
Yeah.
So I just appreciate the fact that as much as Sean might not like Eric Kripke, right? I like the fact that he came out and basically said, like, if the show's too woke
he
for you,
doesn't like The Boys?
he likes the boys. He just doesn't like Eric Kripke. That's what he said last week. I don't know
Isn't
if that's
like
true.
Eric Kripke?
Yeah, the producer for the
Yeah.
boys. I think
Uh,
that he
The
said
show-
it, but
isn't he the showrunner?
yeah,
Yeah.
he was the one that helped produce Supernatural too.
Yes.
So I'm like, I don't know why. I don't know if he was saying it as a joke, but if he actually genuinely doesn't like
I think
it,
there
I'm
was
like,
something that he didn't like about him or something like that. I don't
whatever.
remember.
Anyways, I like the fact that he said that, you know, if this show's too woke, there's other shows for you to watch. The Boys isn't a show for everyone.
No.
Granted, there's a lot of
I love that show.
vulgar stuff that happens, a lot of violence, and people might not like it. You know what? Maybe you are on the side that is on, you know, the Homelander side.
Best scene
Yeah.
so far in season 4
Sauna?
of The Boys, yes, is the tossing of the salad sauna scene.
How did you get
Sauna.
past
The,
that?
the human caterpillar scene.
Yeah, the
Oh,
human, the
so
human
here was the
centipede.
thing.
Yeah.
So I asked you guys because I was watching the show
Yeah.
at work. When you messaged me, I had a little panic attack
What?
because I had a
Oh.
day to watch it,
Oh,
and I'm
okay.
like, it's 3 hours. I don't have 3 hours in the
that's
day to
that's
watch
another
it.
thing. They're not these episodes are longer.
They
They were
are
like,
longer.
I think they were like an hour. and
Yeah,
So
they're
I was
an
trying to
hour
find
each.
time to watch them, but thankfully you messaged us in the morning, and I'm
Mhm.
like, I'll just watch it.
Mhm.
So then that's why I asked you guys. I'm like, is there a sex scene?
First episode, I just got
No.
done watching it. No.
Okay.
I-
Then
I just
you
got-
said yes in the
I-
second episode.
I said that's all I said though. I said second episode sauna.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
That was all I said.
So the moment I saw the sauna, I grabbed my phone and I went like this. And I'm just like, all right, just get through
Yeah.
it, just get through it, just get through it. And then the human centipede happened. I'm like, all right, we're good.
Okay.
that was it. Well,
That was
I
it.
mean,
oh, and then
loved
the fight, the
the
naked
fight,
fight.
yeah.
the naked fight
I was
scene.
just like, can't see Schlong out here, so
Yeah.
we're gonna watch it.
Yeah, it's-
Which was great, by the way.
It was a
I
good. That
so
that
fun.
scene I
It's-
enjoyed.
it's
I
interesting
love
to
when
see
they're rubbing their
Chuck's-
eyes, and Frenchie's like, "Oh, too much tossing of the salad." He's all like, "No, it's just allergies. A chew."
I think my
Yeah.
favorite part of that whole
You got
scene
the
is
big
just
guy.
like, no, not Prime.
Yeah.
They all
Then
die.
they all
We're-
die.
He's like, he's like, we've always loved you. You've always been our. And then they all just die. I'm like, oh, it's so great.
That's a funny scene. No, the boys. You know what? Season 4 I feel has been a lot more tamed than the last. I would say 2 seasons.
I'm actually
It's-
really surprised that their version of Prime didn't do the same thing that Duplicate did, where
Oh,
Duplicate
yeah.
was like, far away, and it was a
Well, to be
duplicate
fair-
of
to-
her.
To be fair, he wasn't really that smart.
He
also
was
true.
trying to impress Sparkler.
Firecracker.
Firecracker.
But her previous name was Sparkler.
Okay.
Which is interesting to find out why she has.
That was a really
hates,
interesting. I like that.
Starlight.
Yeah.
That
Go.
was seeing like Starlight's past coming back to bite her in the ass and stuff.
What do you guys think of Mother's Milk being in charge of the boys now?
I like it because it is a change up from at least relying
Butcher?
on Butcher. Yeah. But I do like how MM thinks that he can do it on his own, but then they have that arc where like, no, Butcher needs to be part of this and stuff like
So
that.
it's
I get Butcher's point though.
Yes.
Because like at TruthCon,
Mm-hmm.
he says, "Let's just grab her,"
Mm-hmm.
and he goes, "No, we can't grab her. We're not going to make a scene here.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to follow her, and we're going to get more information." And then that leads them into a trap.
So the interesting dynamic I like about this, right, is that you see neutral good and chaotic good kind of like, or lawful good and chaotic good
Yeah.
Yes.
butting heads.
Mhm.
Where lawful good is Mother's Milk going like, well, there's a way to handle this and we got to
Yeah.
follow it to a T.
Yeah.
And he ends up getting caught, and you have that whole scenario with Prime and Firecracker.
Yeah.
And then you have chaotic good, which is Butcher, just ruining everything to the point where multiple times
Burn it
put
down.
you in danger, and it's like
I-
there's nothing they can do about it.
So what I love,
And he's not willing to admit fault.
So what I love about Butcher now is that he's slowly graduating to being a better person, neutral. So it shows at the end of the first episode where he is about to give the senator the information that they have.
Oh,
on her.
yeah.
Oh, I also had to cover my phone for that.
It was so funny.
In all fairness, I forgot about that. In the first episode, I was like, because when I was
Well, it
thinking
was a
about
That was
picture.
the quickest I grabbed my phone, dude.
It was just a picture.
I know it was a picture, and I know it was like
It was like
a quick.
2 seconds. It was like a 2 second.
No, it was
scene.
like half a second.
It
It
was
was, like
like
half a second. It was like
spread
it
out.
flashed.
Oh my god, I loved how spread out it was.
Do you think that was his actual ass?
Yes, I want
I
to
don't
say
think
yes.
It was, I don't think it was Carl Urban's actual ass.
I want to
could-
say yes.
I want to say yes and no. That's the thing. It
Yeah.
could have been, but we'll never know.
I just
I
like.
don't think Carl Urban is ever going to admit to that. That's the thing.
I just like the idea of Eric Kripke walking into Carl Urban's like dressing room, and he's like,
Spread 'em.
he just goes spread them, and he goes, what? He goes, it's for the show.
It's for the show.
It's for the
Wider,
show.
wider. Oh, we got it.
Can you middle finger in there too? No, all right. Well, we
That's
got
too much. Oh,
yeah.
that's too much. Okay. Like,
But in all
it's
fairness,
so funny. I just-
yeah, that was a really good one.
Yeah.
I do enjoy seeing the boys, and they're trying to do this without Butcher and not Butcher's way,
Mm-hmm.
and it kind of blowing up in their faces
It's
even
not
worse than when
it's
Butcher
not
was
going
in
their
charge.
way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I do like
But it
the,
never went their way with Butcher either.
but I do like the
But
line
that's because
where
Butcher was so worried about just getting the mission done.
yeah,
Exactly.
I
So,
really
yeah.
like the scene where he goes up to the senator when she's talking to Huey, and it's kind of like mutual assured destruction.
Oh, yeah.
And then what was it? And it's a great line
Yeah.
where he's like, "Why don't I give you this?" And he just shoots her in the head. And I was like, "Oh, they're just gonna kill her off, and that's gonna be like."
I
I
thought
thought
so
so
too.
too.
I thought so too. I was like, "Oh my god, like that's gonna be like insane that he just murdered her straight out." And then you see the bullet ricochet, and then she
Yeah.
goes, "How are you guys getting worse at this?"
Which I never knew she was invulnerable.
Invulnerable, and I was like, "Oh my god, that's a new thing to add."
Is she invulnerable, or because I don't think she has like a steel brain or a steel head that the bullet.
Well,
would
she's
ricochet.
not- okay,
I think
so
she's
she-
bulletproof.
Yeah, she's not
the-
like Luke Cage.
It's the vibrating of like because she's able to blow people's heads up, right?
She's-
through vibration.
No,
so I'm
it's
assuming
no,
that
it's blood manipulation. That's what she has.
So then, how is she able to block?
I don't know. That's my thing.
that was
Because
a new thing that they wrote in. Where
because in Gen V, that's what she says she has. She goes,
Yeah.
"My abilities are blood manipulation."
Uh-huh.
Because when she goes to go talk to the heroes of Godalkin,
Mhm.
she goes to talk to her, and she says, "Me and you have similar powers."
Yeah.
Except the girl in Gen V is only able to manipulate her own blood.
She said that you would have the ability to blow up people's heads too.
Yeah. She would be able to do it if she focused hard enough.
Because that's how
what
she gets.
does.
Remember in Gen V when she makes the penis explode?
Oh. Yeah.
That was great.
It's the same
Oh,
thing,
man.
but it's the same idea. It's the same idea, but just
That was
bigger
great.
head.
No.
It's just a bigger head.
I forgot about. I completely
Yeah.
forgot about that.
when
You
Stop.
see it all like
Stop.
Oh, that was a great.
Stop.
it's a great scene.
Doesn't it make you afraid too? You're just
Yeah.
like,
But my big thing was that's a
that really
We
scared
broke-
Brian.
No,
broke-
I feel,
we broke
I feel
Bryan.
nauseous, dude. I gotta
But-
open my eyes. I gotta see something else.
Water
But-
balloon.
my big thing though is that I like the way that everything's kind of moving forward.
Uh-huh.
I do feel that they're taking because Butcher was right. Butcher, when he's talking to Jeffrey D. Morgan, he's like, what do you feel is the actual threat? And he goes, Homelander. Homelander is our biggest threat. They're concerned about her when Homelander is the bigger monster. When he was applauded for killing someone.
So he's not wrong, because at the end of episode 3,
it galvanized Homelander.
It did. So look, let's talk about the first episode into the third one, right? Because I feel like the second one was more filler than anything, which again, I don't mind.
You think the second one was filler?
The second one was filler because you can kind of go from episode 1 to 3 and you won't miss much.
What
the second episode was the
Isn't it the riot?
Yes.
No, you need that episode because you need to see Sister Sage.
Okay, so the better explanation is that episode 2 is like it's building the road into episode 3.
Yes.
I feel like episode 3 was like a good end
to
kind of keep you wanting more.
I'm excited to see episode 4.
Yes,
but
you're not angry at the fact that episode 3 ended. You're patiently waiting for episode 4
because episode 1 is good. Episode 2 is great setup for the next episode and what the season's going to be doing.
Yeah, and
then episode 3 leaves you on a solid cliffhanger.
And you're like, okay,
and you're like, all right, I'm interested in this season. This season's going to be sick.
I can wait for episode.
Yeah,
4.
I'm excited for the next 7 weeks.
So I completely forgot where season 3 ended or what the story was kind of leading into until episode 2 started to happen. Because I completely forgot that they were taking what is it called?
Temp V.
They were also fighting off Soldier Boy. I forgot like all of that.
Well, they teamed up with Soldier Boy, and the boys split up for a while.
Yeah. So I forgot all that until the beginning of episode 2. What I really enjoyed about episode 1 is that it didn't waste time. It works for its own benefit, and it kind of hurts it as well. It didn't waste time wanting to reteach you everything from the past 3 episodes.
Yeah.
It expected that you kind of understood what was going on, and it just kept rolling with the punches. And it didn't even lag on like a lot of the people's like negative characteristics. Like Starlight wasn't so much in her own element, like she wasn't bringing herself down. She was able to keep moving forward. She has an agenda. I don't want to be Starlight. I want to have this charity and do good work.
I want to be Annie. I want to be
that's
Annie.
it. Yeah, exactly. Huey is dealing with his own problems now. He's almost a part of the Dead Dad Club. Great. Welcome to the club, Huey. But he's having his own story away from the boys.
Yes.
Mother's Milk is now in charge of the boys. So you have that story. And
it's a good little change up of everybody.
Is. And even Frenchie and Kimiko. They're kind of having their own things as well.
They're at odds a little bit. Well, not really at odds. It's more of they're not sharing 100% of what's going on in their lives.
Yeah. Into episode 3, we kind of see that the threat is in fact Homelander.
Well, it's Homelander, but it's also his son. Because in episode 2, they're really going over not only the truthers on how they're manipulating the soul. Because Sister Sage is a huge portion of episode 2. Because episode 2 is a huge Sister Sage episode. Because you're seeing how she is very important to the manipulation of people. And she's kind of doing the same thing that other people are doing in real life.
Who was the third? Who was the Nazi girl in season 2?
Stormfront.
Stormfront. What's so interesting about that is that Homelander has been manipulated by 3 individuals over the past 3 seasons.
Yeah,
and he also has mementos from them.
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed when he opened his bureau, he has the bottle from Stillwell. He has Stillwell's bottle. He also has something from Stormfront. He has her photo, her marriage photo with the Nazi flag behind it. And then he has all of his gray, his gray hair. And it's interesting too, because I didn't know that apparently Homelander can get sick.
I think
he's getting older.
He's aging.
Yeah, he's aging.
Yeah.
Which
he doesn't like that.
But I do think it's interesting, the idea of V also having an effect on him. Like he's not, because he wasn't born a soup. They gave him V, and then he became a soup. He just so happened to become the strongest soup that we've ever had.
He was genetically birthed, though, right?
He was genetically birthed,
but not with the V inside.
But not with, because Bryan is the first born superhero without V. So it's interesting to see because when he's talking to Sister Sage, she tells him, "I can see the grays and I can see that your prostate is, inflamed." He goes,
"That's washed your hands way too many times
because you go into the bathroom a lot.
You keep going to the bathroom." He goes, and that shows too because in the very beginning you see him and he can't pee.
Yeah.
And he's having a hard time.
I will say it is interesting how they add those little elements where you do remember certain aspects. At least I do, because I completely forgot some things. Because Homelander was genetically birthed. He wasn't gifted V as a baby like most other parents. They signed up their kids for that program.
It's kind of like the Nazi experiments where they were trying to get like two people.
He's a tube baby, right? He's a test tube baby.
Yeah, but they got genetics from two like strong people and then put them together and then made a baby.
Yes, so that's Homelander, and then you have other soups that were given V because their parents and then you have his son who is born naturally,
a natural birth soup.
So it's interesting to see how Homelander gets manipulated by every character over the past 3 seasons because now Sister Sage, it feels so wrong to call her Sister Sage after she made that comment where it's like, oh yeah,
that was Vought.
Yeah, it's just
Vought
like,
called me sister in front. I was just go as Sage.
Yeah, it's interesting, but she's not using physical affection like Stormfront or brotherly attachment like Soldier Boy. She's using smarts.
She's just using logic.
And Homelander's like, I just need someone that will talk back to me.
Challenge him.
Yeah, and that's
because he's surrounded by yes people.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And he finds them all useless.
Yeah.
Which rightfully so. The one that was hilarious, and I almost thought he was gonna do it, is when he goes deep, go over there and give A-Train a blowjob.
Oh my God.
And then he goes like, I'm not joking.
Yeah.
I'm not joking. Yeah. Get up and go do it. And then he like goes over.
Even A-Train was like,
A-Train's like, damn it. And then he like goes over and he's about to do it. And he goes like, I'm just like, get over there. And then you just hear the deep in the background going like, I wasn't going to do it.
I wasn't going to do it. Let's talk about how they replaced Black Noir.
Oh yeah, because Black Noir's dead.
Yeah, he's dead because
Homelander killed him.
Homelander murdered him.
So I
forgot about that.
Yeah, so they put in a new person. I guess he's like an actor, but I guess a soup actor. I guess.
Do you know what's funny though? It's the actual actor who played Black Noir.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Now he's just talking.
Now he's just talking.
Yeah, I just loved it. It was so funny when they kill the guys and you just hear Black Noir like, you guys like, we're serious that we did this? Like he goes,
do we murder people a lot?
Yeah. A-Train's like, just shut your mouth and stay in character.
When he comes out when they're announcing the new heroes,
like this,
and he's like,
much,
you're doing too much, pull back. He just stands there.
I was laughing so hard when they were having a meeting, all the 7. Black Noir just sitting there. He's like,
sorry,
he's like, sorry,
I'm a narcoleptic.
Yeah,
I'm always afraid of him. I'm always afraid because I'm just like, this dude's gonna get killed again.
Oh, Black Noir.
Yeah, I was like, Homelander's gonna lose his guy.
I'm really looking forward to a scene because it's just set up so well for Billy Butcher to be talking to the new Black Noir, trying to maybe push him over, and then all you hear is as he's like, because I want Billy to have like this moment of just like trying to get him over, cursing, doing everything like that, and all you hear is, and then he goes like, hey.
Sorry, I'm narcoleptic.
Sorry, I'm narcoleptic. What were you saying?
So
why would you get him? I'm like thinking in my head of like, I feel like why would you cab him as Black Noir then?
Because I think he fit the suit.
Oh, probably.
I think he just fit
because we got to wrap up this issue pretty soon. So let's bring up one more piece of information that was revealed.
Yeah.
That The Boys will end with season 5.
Yes.
One more season.
One more season.
Well, it's not.
It's getting there.
It's getting there because we are finally getting to the point where the way that episode 3 ends, it ends with basically Homelander realizing he needs to cut out all of his humanity.
Yeah.
And he has to go back to where he
came from. It's also interesting too to see that V has done a number on him psychologically.
Yeah.
Because now he's starting to hear voices.
Yeah.
Along with Billy Butcher. So they're both kind of going nuts.
Yeah.
Billy is hearing his ex-wife, and Homelander is hearing the different sides of him.
And according to you guys, the rumor that's going around is that Huey's mother is also hallucination.
It could be.
Could be.
Which also, if it is, good on them.
So
Because that's a solid pull.
So
That's a cool
what I'm
little
finding
reveal.
interesting about this reveal already of season 5 being the last one is that it's giving us an ending. Like, granted, they've said that they're going to be working on spin-offs. They're going to continue with Gen V.
Yeah.
That's fine. Continue the boys world. I don't mind that. But the boys have been about the boys. That's all it's been about. If you would have dragged the show on for another 3 seasons, the eventual clash between Butch and Homelander is going to just feel like too long.
The
We
show
know it's going to happen.
The show has to end with basically Butcher killing Homelander,
Or them both dying.
or they both die. That's the thing. Homelander has to die for over the show to end. That's the thing, and we all know it, but getting there is part of the fun.
I'm really happy on. This is like the one time I'm super happy that they took the source material and they just went, all right, we're just gonna use the frame.
Yeah, we're just gonna take this outline that is the boys.
And none of the context.
Because I've said this in the past before, Butcher in the comic books, he's not palatable character at all. He's not a good guy. He's
not only that, but also just in general, there's not a lot of people that are people that you would want to hang out with or cheer for or anything like that. Starlight, no.
Starlight, no. And even the Deep is much more worse. And Homelander is far more worse.
Who wrote the original boys?
Garth Ennis. The thing is that he wrote the boys because he hates superheroes. Yeah. The whole genre and stuff.
But my thing is that for this, I can see where they're going because it is using the same trajectory of the comics.
Yeah.
I can totally see the way that it's going. I'm happy on the way that so far it looks like Kripke has kind of narrated the way that this is going to be going because I can see it ending in the White House. It's going to I can
see that happening
with this election coming up and everything else. I can really see it ending in the White House, a giant brawl on the White House steps. That would be sick. That would be a really, really cool scene.
I could see Butcher taking like Temp V one last time.
And that's what kills him.
It kills him because
he dies in the fight.
He uses a lot of it to take down Homelander.
Because I don't think in the books, I don't think in the comic book Temp V has this effect.
Well, no, in the comic books
they're popping it like it's Skittles.
Yeah, no, in the comic books they already have powers. The boys, they have powers, and that's how because they inject themselves with V. It's not Temp V, but it's actual V. It's actual V, and that gives them the edge to take on the heroes and stuff like that. Kripke wanted to make it where he wanted all the boys to be regular, humans, because the stakes are higher whenever they face a super. It makes it that much more like, oh god, how are they going to get out of this? You know?
Which is true. It's true.
It's a smarter way to write your characters and your story.
Because especially when they were like fighting Stormfront, and they were like, man, I don't know how you're gonna like defeat Stormfront.
And it makes
Soldier Boy too.
That's the thing. And it just makes the boys just so much more creative too when they do research. Like when they took on when they captured Translucent, they studied him and stuff and figured out that his skin is like carbon. All around, fiber, it's carbon fiber all around, so he's technically bulletproof and stuff like that. So
not inside him.
Nope. They shoved it like a bomb inside of him, and then boom, there you go.
Yeah, and
I will say as my final note that my favorite thing about this season so far is how Sage is putting this idea of Homelander, putting this idea into Homelander that the way that you can manipulate the audiences is not through violence, but by putting yourself in a position where they can't do anything but cheer for you.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I love that. Because
that's smart.
Yeah, it's a smart little thing.
I'm also enjoying Ryan's growth because it's interesting the way that Homelander talks to him of their insects. It's very
the way he
care
talks
about
humans.
Their
but you know what it kind of reminded me of? It kind of reminded me back to Quentin Tarantino, Hans Landa, where he's like, would you offer a rat some of your milk? Would you offer a squirrel? Like, what's the difference? They're both rodents.
Inferior beings.
They're an inferior being, and it's very
and that to have that mindset is
and not only that, but also trying to teach it to a kid and going like, this is what's going on. Also, I'm really hoping the milk that he keeps giving Ryan is not breast milk, because he keeps trying to feed him milk, and he's like, oh, it's celebration milk, man, drink it.
Oh, it's breast milk.
Yeah, because that's the only milk that he drinks. But my big thing is that I like how Ryan is making his own choices.
Yeah,
but he's starting. Struggles.
You can see him struggling, but it's the same thing as like a kid who grows up with a parent who is like sexist or racist or anything else. And them trying to fight is what Homelander doing? Is that nurture? Or is that bred into me? Like, is that the way that every soup thinks? Or is that bred into me? Is that so important? Because really, Ryan is going more towards Butcher because Butcher has a softer hand. Mm-hmm. And I do like the scene where Butcher makes cookies for Ryan and even says they're your mom's recipe to trick him to knock him out. And then he just throws him away because he's going, oh, I can play the slow game here. If I just keep hanging out with Ryan and getting him on our side, and, you know, we're not going to talk about Homelander, I just want to hang out with you. And I just want to be a father figure to you. And I just want to spend my last couple of days.
Homelander is you are superior, everyone else is inferior. And Butch is saying, well, you know, let's approach this in a more humanistic way.
It's interesting, too, because it's more like Homelander is Butch's abusive dad.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And he's reaching out to Ryan like he would have reached out to his little brother.
Exactly. I mean, to kind of wrap up this topic, we have how many episodes of The Boys? Like,
I think there's 10 in total this season.
7 more episodes. Mm-hmm. It's interesting. We'll revisit this topic once again in about 7 weeks.
Yeah,
when the show ends.
But so, are you excited for the season?
Yeah, I like I said, it's more tamed. I feel like I can watch this and not be like, okay, this is way too much.
Yeah,
I do. I'm interested to see because I know that they did say that there is a scene in the show that they said was over the top.
Yeah, for both MM and
Huey,
the actors at least.
They were over the top. Like,
yeah, like basically like this is our threshold.
Like that was our it hit our threshold at a certain point.
Like
I don't know what
we were uncomfortable.
Violent or
no, we don't know. We don't know what it was.
If
they were
just
too
sexualized or if it was too violent or gory.
They said that it hit their threshold. Yeah. So I'm really curious.
Jack Quaid said that in the interview. He goes, "This season showed me what my limit is, and we did it." And I was like, "Okay, that's it." Like
because they thought their limit was Kirogasm. And then now they're going, no, there's a new limit.
Yeah.
Okay. I have a new limit. So I'm interested to see what it is.
Well, really quick. I remember seeing an interview with both for season 3 of Jensen Ackles and Carl Urban, and Jensen Ackles had to do a certain scene and they pitched it to him and he's like, no, I'm not doing that. And he's like, and Carl Urban was laughing. He goes, oh yeah, that's right. You were so like, I'm not doing this and stuff. And they had to call Eric Kripke. And then he goes, it's funny because it's not like when you call Eric Kripke and you expect like, oh, well, you know, if you think about it, it's like when you call Eric Kripke and you tell him that you're uncomfortable with something, this is what you hear on the other line. Like that. Yeah. And then from there he just writes more. He goes, he pushes you.
Where he's like, oh, that
it had to do a sex scene. Yeah,
I think it was Hero. I think it was when he was sleeping with the maids.
Yeah, I think so. They wanted to do something certain, and Jensen Ackles was like, whoa,
no, that's too much.
I can't do that.
Well, we'll talk about this at a later time when it's over. But we're all excited for The Boys. Guys, thank you so much for joining us on issue 201.
201.
Don't forget to check out our website at keepingupwiththenerds.com. I forgot to mention this at the beginning. We are popping out the Whittier Comic Fest interviews this week. Okay. We're going to have a dedicated page on our website at keepingupwiththenerds.com where you guys can check out all that info. All the interviews will be there. And if you guys are interested in even being a part of Whittier Comic Fest or visiting next year, that is the website to go to for our perspective on it.
Yes.
Eric will be working on the 1-minute interviews we did with the smaller vendors and kind of covering what they're doing. So do not forget to follow Whittier Comic Fest's Instagram and Anytime Promotions.
Yeah. We also forgot. Thanks for showing up.
Oh yeah,
thanks for coming to Comic Fest.
Thank you to the people that came to us and said hi and talked to us and
checked out the booth.
Check out the booth.
And everything
little
else,
shout out to Chicano Batman.
Oh yeah, Chicano Batman. That's right.
Which I didn't know he watches our show, to be honest.
I did. I was just like, what? That's cool.
That was cool. Thank you again for the Batarangs.
I ran into him as we were filming one of the videos outside.
We both ran into him.
Yeah, and I was just like, whoa.
You know what's funny? When you said like you met him and he reached into his bag, I don't know why the scene from Modern Family came up when she's got a gun. I don't know why that popped in my head when he said, "Oh yeah, I met him. He reached for his bag and pulled out a battery."
I'm not gonna lie. He reached into his bag and I wanted to drop the camera.
And just leave Bryan there.
I wanted to run and then I was like, I mean, he'll get Bryan first.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Thank you for showing up.
Thank
Thank you
you.
for the batarangs, and
Yes.
appreciate your guys' listens, and we appreciate all the new subs and people who've started watching the
Oh yes,
show.
thank you guys for subbing.
We appreciate it. Thank you so much. Without your guys' support, we wouldn't be where we're at. Year 4, ladies and gentlemen.
It's like PBS.
Yes.
This could not be happened without the viewers like
let,
you.
let us know.
Thank you.
Let us know how you
Thank
guys
you.
like the new opening.
Oh
Yes. Yes, my idea.
Yeah.
And let us know. Again,
Yeah.
we've split up the podcast and the skits so you guys can watch those and share that rather than the whole episode. We still want you to share both, but it's easier consumption for our audiences as well.
It just looks good on analytics, to be honest.
Yeah, and analytics as well too.
Sorry.
But with that said,
Gotta work the
follow us
system.
on Instagram, Facebook, and for Junior's sake, x.com.
X-Man.
And check out our audio platforms on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Podbean. Nick, are you ready to sign us out?
This has been Keeping Up with Nerds, issue 201. My name is Nick Leo.
Rene Bravo.
This is Bryan.
Signing out from Under City Comics. We'll see y'all next time.
You're this close. Almost.